So when we left our unnamed party last week, we had arrived back in Bryn Shander. A lot of you were cursed. So what do? You'll notice in the party menu there are a bunch of sheep fleeces, which I googled the weight and cost of, believe it or not. Things you never thought you'd have to do to play D&D. How much does a sheep fleece weigh? So you have a bunch of sheep fleeces.
Get them turned into padding stuff, can't we?
Yes, you can get that changed into insulation for your cold weather clothes.
We should do that, but we need to find out how much. And we also need to find out if the temple will remove this curse. So that's the first two things I can think of, and then we need to choose where we're going next.
Yeah, well, there was some talk of chasing the serial killer off to Targos. The last he'd spoken to, he headed off that way.
I want to make sure nobody else has any ideas about what to do.
Well, the first things first, you need to find the tailor shop.
Top of my list's a cleric.
Or do you wish to go to the House of the Morning Lord first?
Anywhere there's a cleric, I'll go.
Yeah, I'll come with for the cleric.
Me too.
Right. So you turn up. It's a modest converted house serving as a gathering place for the worship of Anumator, a god of the sun, known to take both male and female form. There's a large painted sun, and then a figure that is half male and half female. A stylized figure. It's not like a photograph. The main hallway and room of the house has been hollowed out to form what passes for a church here.
Well, we shall go in.
Heading in, you're greeted by a late middle-aged lady in priestly robes, and she says, "Welcome, I am Mishan. I run the shrine, and I would like to see the sun gain its rightful place over the sky."
Greetings, Mishan. I couldn't agree with you more.
It's nice to see new faces around here. Tell me, do you worship of the Morning Lord?
I did not.
Yes, I do.
She smiles and says, you all look rather haggard, if you'll forgive me saying so. Is there something wrong?
Yes, we appear to have been cursed.
Cursed? How did such a terrible thing happen?
I'm not going to lie to her, but I am going to obfuscate a little. And I'll put my best, I'll fluff my hair back and push charisma and go, well, my lady, we went to Goodmead to recover the ale for the alehouse, and when there we find out if the guards at Goodmead had been killed, and so had the headman. We ventured in the forest to find out which creature was responsible. We went to a cave and found a vicious ogre and a peaceful verbeeg. We incapacitated the ogre and made treaty with the verbeeg, but while we were in there, we found a old tomb and took items from the tomb, and I think that is why we become cursed. It was our aim to try to return the sun to Icewind Dale.
I see, she says, raising one eyebrow at you. Is anybody helping out with this conversation, or are you just all standing back and looking sheepish with your hands behind your back, staring at your toes?
I basically say that's how it's happened, but I'm okay. I'm not cursed. Nothing to do with me.
Yeah, I'm looking very sheepish and looking down at my little hairy toes, but I'll help if I can.
I'll see in a little voice from behind Earl's character. Yeah, that's how it happened. Sadly.
So she raises one eyebrow and she says, "Well, there were two small problems. How many of you are bearing this curse?"
4.
Well, I can try and remove it. However, I would have to pray to the Morning Lord overnight, and he would only grant me the power to cast this twice per day. Alas, I do not have such a prayer memorized at this time. And the other thing is the standard guild price for casting a spell of the third circle in Bryn Shander is 150 gold pieces each.
And I'm nearly choking on me bloody jellies here.
She says,
I'm visibly pale.
Yeah, everybody kind of goes a little white. However, it seems to be lucky that I have need of stout adventurers that may be able to help in returning the Morning Lord to Icewind Dale.
Oh, that's us. That's us. Yes, anything you need, any help at all.
Just this once, I would be happy to waive a payment. Normally, obviously, hailing is free for said employees, but this is such a thing. But I will certainly meditate on it and pray to the Morning Lord to allow me to remove some curses tomorrow, if you would be interested in such a bargain.
Certainly. What was her name again, please, Rick?
Her name is Mishan with two N's.
You have a Mishan for us.
Mishan has a Mishan. She says, she looks, she's like the typical serene nun. And then she turns her head and goes, come on! Like that, and squawks out, and you hear a dump, 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 dump coming from down the stairs. She says, this is my aide. I want to say he rents the attic upstairs and he helps him with cleaning and things like that. He may be a little unusual, but there is a job that may be required. And the door opens and in walks what looks like a giant walking teddy bear. You blink your eyes thinking that perhaps the curse is taking toll upon you, and then you realise that it is a small gnome whose cold weather clothing has been shaped into the size of a giant teddy onesie with the hat and the little ears.
That is superb. What is your name, brother?
Hey there, guys. I'm Copper Knobberknocker.
I'll look down at my toes and like not make eye contact with Norman. I'll say, "It's good to meet you."
Dear God.
Yeah, so this giant teddy onesie turns around and you can just see his face inside because he hasn't got it laced up because he's not outside. And he says, Mishan says she was going to get some people to help me with my friends. We're going to bring back the sun at Icewind Dale. Mishan says, yes, I was getting to that. And Copper says, well, you weren't getting there quick enough. And she says, can we deal with this later? And she says, my friend Copper here may be somewhat of an acquired taste.
Things are.
Yes. So we need you to check out a place up in the hills north of Lonelywood.
That's a long journey.
It is somewhat of a long journey. Copper's friend here, Macradius, and Copper then puts his hands on his hips so he looks like Bungle having quite a hissy fit. He stamps his feet and goes, I'm no friend of his no more. And she sort of like tuts and says, yes, Copper's friend here, a sage called Macradius and devout follower of Lathander, has formed a plan to end Oral's everlasting winter. He's gone up to a place called the Black Cabin and he is working on something up there. Copper came back a couple of weeks ago and hasn't told me why he's not up there helping Macradius. And Copper says, he's a stinky head. And she says, and he's been most unhelpful. So if you could go up to the Black Cabin north of Lonelywood, I can, if you have a map of Icewind Dale, I can show you exactly where it will be.
Do you have a map?
I'm not sure you have a map.
Yes, we have a map, I think. Do we?
Is it one of those like on the back of a McDonald's Happy Meal box type of maps?
That was flag packet.
Aye, written on the napkin.
So anyway, I'm not going to torture with that. I will reveal the Black Cabin. So if you could head up there and check on him, obviously it's quite important for the Morning Lords to return to Icewind Dale. That would be excellent. And just this once, I will waive the fees. I will not mention it to the guild tax collectors.
Neither will we.
We have a couple of errands to run in town, and then we should leave on the morning, and hopefully you will be able to remove at least 2 of the curses then.
So hopefully you will see the Black Cabin. Yes?
Yep.
I don't see the Black Cabin.
Yes, you
I
do.
don't either.
It's north of
No,
Lonelywood.
I need to go out. My apologies. That is a fair old hike. We definitely need this insulation.
Right. Well, that's not that bad of a hike, to be fair. She says, right, I will pray to the Morning Lord overnight. And will you return here in the morning, or should I send Copper to find you?
We'll set off from here first thing.
Rich, when is the next sacrifice for Bryn Sander?
It's on the full moon.
2 days.
Are you keen, are you?
No, how far away is that then?
2 days' time, and everybody in the town has to register. So 2 days' time.
I'm all for not being here in 2 days' time.
Right. So what do you do then? You need to reach the tailors, I would guess. She will pray.
Yeah, that.
She will pray for your souls. Right. So heading to the tailors.
Yep.
You turn up with a big bag of sheep's wool, run by a nice old lady. She says, come in. She's got one of those old-fashioned shops, family-run business types. Come in, what can we do for you?
We have this sheep's wool, and we wondered if you could make it a priority to insulate our winter clothing with it.
She gasps and says, I haven't seen none of that for quite some time.
What?
We haven't seen any sheep's wool since before the Goliaths stopped trading with us.
We have 6 fleeces.
Bracy, you find this news kind of... I mean, you were never friendly with the tribe, that's why you left, but you find it quite unusual that the Goliaths have not been trading for metal and items that they can't make themselves.
Well, we may have a source for more of this. So what would you charge us? We have 5 fleeces that we've been, and I assume it will take 5 to insulate the clothes, or will the
Yes.
shorter people require less?
Well, you've got 6 fleeces. The shorter people, Lantesh and Corrin can do 1, so you'll have 1 spare.
No, we'd have 2 because there's 5 of us, isn't it?
We could offer her the spare one in payment.
We'd have 2 spare if you think about it, because if it was 1 each.
Yeah.
So if we,
She says,
can we do the 2 fleeces in payment for this?
the price is normally quite expensive. What I can do it, knock it down to 20 GP a person, and it'll take a week to prepare the insulation, and then you'll have to leave your cold weather clothing with us, and that'll take probably a couple of days to sew into the lining of your clothing.
Yeah, then. In that case, is that 20 gold pieces including the 2 fleeces as well?
Yes, so it's normally 50 per person if they were just selling them. It's less than half price.
I'm going to have to go out and make some more money. Come back.
Gold.
Yeah,
You and me both.
you need to. She says I can take a deposit of say 5 per person if that's
I'll give
Yes,
her 5 gold
acceptable.
and fleeces, and then we'll bring the other 15 when we come back.
Yeah. So I will add to the calendar. We'll say 7 days for it. She'll get all of the nanas in the sewing club to 7 on the add log entry on the 25th. Insulation ready on the 25th. I'll get right on it, she says. I'll get my best sewers.
Since we can only short rest and not long rest, I am going to spend my 2 sorcery points to regain a level 1 spell today.
Okay. And are you just going to rest, or is there anything else you would like?
Is there anything people think we should do? We could go and talk to the woman who gave us the lantern and tell her about what we found about the little dude.
Good thinking. Yeah, we haven't caught one yet, but it is a progress report.
Yeah, good idea. Let's go. She was at a different pub, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was at the pub. She was at the Brass Monkey Crying Inn.
Would be.
So you head off there, and Danica is eagerly waiting for you. Back so soon. I expected it to take much longer than that.
Well, to break news, we don't have one, but we have some questions. I'll let my expert discuss it with you, and I'll point over to Mr. Toscobble.
You know this plan of yours that involves these chingers?
Yes.
Will the chinger be unharmed at the end of it?
As far as I'm able to ascertain, yes. I don't see any reason to hurt them. From everything I've heard, they're quite friendly little things.
Yep, I would agree with that, and I shall explain to her what happened to us in the forest.
Oh, she's delighted by this. She hastily pulls out a notepad and starts scribbling in it. So the appear to like childlike games, and
yes, and foxes.
And foxes. That's very, very interesting. We'll just if we can find out how they manage to change the weather so they don't freeze to death, that would be fabulous. So yes, I will certainly do my best to make sure that they're completely unharmed.
Well, in that case, I don't have any qualms about trying to catch one for you.
That is excellent.
Do I think she's telling the truth?
Do you think she's telling the truth? Shall we find out, Andy? Let's have an insight roll from you. You are fairly confident that she's telling the truth.
Right.
She seems more eager to write all of the details down than giggling gleefully and reaching for a small box full of silver knives.
That's all right.
Right. So, any other business, or are we going to rest till the next morning?
We're probably going to have to rest till the next morning. Unless anyone else can do something.
I can't think of it.
Excellent. Right. I'm going to give
toss and turn.
everybody a short rest, except for... Right. So, you can sleep in the tap room for free, but it only counts as poor accommodation, or you can pay for an upgrade if you want.
Sleep in the tap room. We need money.
Everybody takes a short rest. Step beyond, who gets a long rest.
Yeah, and I'm not sleeping anywhere, so what does it matter where I'm not sleeping?
Right, so are you eating one of your own rations? If you please consume a ration. And...
can we buy food at the pub instead?
Oh, yeah. You could buy pub food.
Right.
Which is next page. Let's have a look. A loaf of bread is 2 copper and a chunk of cheese is 1 silver. So basically, say a silver piece, and you can get some dried fish.
Right.
If you want a pitcher of wine, it's 2 silver to go with it.
You better eat well, so I'll spend
Yep.
3 silver.
Likewise.
Okay. Right, so you go to sleep. You sleep fitfully. Andy, as you have particular constitution modifier, the spirits that haunt and torment your sleep all swirl around you and drift in and out of sleep. But then coming towards you is a beautiful figure of what looks like an ancient priestess, judging by the bangles and the jewelry and the feathers. And she reaches out for you, and as she does, her skin all dries and cracks and then tears away and falls off her bones until there's nothing but a skeleton that reaches out to you and says, "Return what you have stolen from me, or face the waking death."
I'd probably scream like a girl.
And you also make a constitution check, which I'll send you.
Okie
Yeah. Oh,
Typical.
Right, Andy, you awake screaming, streaming with sweat, and you have a level of exhaustion.
Cosmic.
Right, you're all sleeping together, huddled up in the pub, and Mr. Toscobble awakes you all screaming.
I'll shake him.
The priestess.
Wake up, wake up. What's wrong? What's wrong?
That bloody priestess, she says we've got to take the stuff back.
Oh,
She said I've got to take the stuff back.
good, but it would. Well, actually, there's a point to that, you know. It's one day's journey to the cave, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to be waiting here 2 days to get the curse removed.
If it removes it,
Well, that's the point, isn't it?
you'll have to suck it and see, as they say.
Leave the decision up to
Well,
everyone.
But if we go back, couldn't we have a look at some of the markings and try and discern exactly, what's going on as well whilst we're up there?
Tracy, you can use your arcane recovery to regain 1 spell slot you like.
Oh, yes, please.
On the other hand, it is kind of my fault, so you could just give them to me and I'll go on my own.
We can't really journey without you.
It's true.
Well, the priestess will have 2 removed curses ready by now.
Yeah, in the morning she'll have 2, but we're then going to be leaving with 2 people still cursed, all the way up to that black cabin. So we'd need to wait another day, and that day would be the full moon, which means the lottery happens.
Yeah, I think we should go back to the cave and at least have a ganders and, whether we'll put the stuff back or not, and at least have a look to see exactly and try and discern a little bit more about this skeleton and what's going on, I think.
And maybe not be at home in 2 days' time.
Oh, that would be a terrible
Yeah, that's a
pity.
bonus.
Well, so are you waiting till the morning to see the priestess, or are you running out at 3 o'clock in the morning when it's most cold and dark and desolate?
We'll wait until the morning.
Yeah.
We'll leave. We'll get out early and go straight to the temple, and I'll go and explain things to the priestess.
Okay. The morning comes, you've all not slept again. Every time you close your eyes, you have visions of spirits, except for Bjorn, who snores, but then also shouts random things as he has his night terrors. Do you shout anything particular there, Dave?
Warp drive failure! Warp drive failure! What's a warp drive?
Yeah.
He's speaking in tongues.
Yes, he is speaking in tongues. He also keeps bursting into Dwarvish, but like I mentioned last week, it's not any kind of Dwarvish accent you've ever heard.
Do I understand, for all it's an accent, do I understand any of the words he says?
You understand all of the words. It's kind of like somebody from Glasgow.
Right.
Yeah, so he's speaking Dwarvish with a heavy accent and not one that you're familiar with.
Oh.
I'll go to the temple with the gang and knock on the door.
Right, so bright and early, Mishan, she says, "Wow, you have come early. It's still dark out, but please, the Morning Lord is always ready to serve. Would you like to take refreshments? Would you like a cup of tea?"
We have a large problem. It turns out that the spirit that cursed us visited
Me.
Corin.
Mr. Toscobble last night and demanded the items brought back to it. So we assume this would remove the curse.
Very well.
That means we will have to travel for a day and travel for a day back and then leave the day after that. If this would be acceptable to you and to cover, then we will do it.
This is acceptable, yes. We just need to check on him for whatever his plans are. I'm just concerned about the little fellow, as he's a worshipper of Lathander, you see, as well. So he is technically part of my flock, even though we're slightly different gods. Would you like me to still cast remove curse and attempt to remove curse?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Very well. Which two of you would care to be done first, as it were? And she laughs at
I'll turn round to the group and say, I've been thinking about this, and I think it's quite important that I get mine removed. But I think we should leave Toscobble cursed. Bear with me, because if she's speaking through Toscobble, she might have something to say to us.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Toscobble?
I am willing to try to use persuade, but I'm not a big fan of that.
You're not persuading against other PCs.
I'm just trying really hard.
No, that suits me. That's fine. I can live with that.
My character genuinely doesn't.
Technically, can you?
For a while.
Can she remove fatigue from him?
I was just going to ask that.
No. Right, so you want remove curse cast upon Samhain first.
Yes, please.
Right, so she holds as holy symbol.
Can we do this in private?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll go with her in private.
Okay, she goes in the back room. She holds a holy symbol. She places her hand upon your forehead. She calls upon the power of the Morning Lord, a hand filled warm. You start screaming, Earl. You get froth at the mouth. Your hands clench up into little fists and you collapse to the floor. You hear Earl screaming. The curse of the nightmares is removed, but the other thing also is removed.
It's only one curse.
No, it's not. Remove curse removes all curses.
It's one. I checked it.
Well, I've read the wrong thing then, because it said all curses. I checked it.
Oh, shit. In that case, I may have to change what I was going to do, because I was under the impression it was a curse.
At your touch, all curses affecting one creature or object end. So yes, you're right.
In that case, I wouldn't do it. I would want to...
But would you know?
I don't know. I suppose I would need to make an arcane roll.
And it's normally DC 15 plus the spell level, so DC 18 Arcana.
Oh, fuck.
To know the specifics of a spell you don't cast is 15 plus spell level. I read it up somewhere. Jeremy Croft or something said, go on then, let's have an arcane roll, shall we? No, you did not know. So you scream.
Problem.
Right, you hear Earl scream from the next room, and then there's a loud thump.
Sanwin, are you all right?
We head through the door or round the door?
At least temporarily, Earl.
Sanwin, wake up. Are you all right?
I take it I'm out of it at the moment.
It's a bit of a thing, that remote curse, like, isn't it?
The priest pulls the door and went, I've cast remove curse upon it. It appears to work, but he's collapsed and he's now lying still and foam is running down his unconscious chin. And she was like, I didn't do this. The Morning Lord passed his blessing on and it did indeed work.
I'll try and lift his head up and slap his face, trying to wake him up.
Okay, let's have a medicine check. Right, you slap him around, but sadly it doesn't seem to bring him round.
Can we all line up to slap him?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like airplane. My turn. Right, so
I have got medicine. I'm crap at it.
Go on and give me a medicine roll.
I've probably made him worse.
It's only a DC 10 to bring him round. You roll a 16. Right. So yeah, Sandman comes round. What do you say, Earl? You feel different, strange, and right, and yet not right as well.
I was not expecting that. I'll sort of check my jaws still working.
Yes.
And stand up and thank her a lot.
Right. So apparently the curse is removed.
That's one scary thing. That I'm a bit scared.
She says, well, I swear on the Morning Lord, I didn't do that. I have another prayer prepared. I'm happy. Cast it again if you're willing to try.
Well, I'm brave if nobody else is.
No other volunteers. Everybody's noticed by their silence. All right. Okay. A step forward.
Yes, it's me then.
Step forward, Corin, and she reaches out a hand and holds a holy symbol. And you see her hands shaking just a bit as if she's thinking, did I do that? But she places her hand upon you and prays.
I stand there all properly with my hands behind me back and me fingers crossed.
And yes, you feel your soul lighten and you are no longer cursed.
Champion. Just out of curiosity, Rich, I don't know whether I should ask you this or ask you if we should nip down into the other channel for a second.
Certainly. I'll nip down into the audio test, okay? Be back in a sec.
No bother.
Hello.
Right, hello. I didn't read up a bit, but I'm just wondering, will this affect the other thing?
No, you're taking the alien chest burster, aren't you?
Aye.
Yes. No, it won't. remove curse.
Right. Any idea what I'll need to remove it?
Oh, I do, but you don't.
Right. Yeah. Okay. No, that's fine. I just wanted to check because, like, I think either player know, but either character don't.
Yes.
That's fair enough.
Yes. I mean, you'll have to start looking, I guess, asking people, or not, whichever. All right, then.
Well, yeah. I'm going to try and engineer the opportunity to come and have a chat with this priestess on our own.
Yeah. Seems sensible. Okay.
Right.
No about that.
Yep. Ta.
Right. Noticeable by its lack of foam and collapsing, Corrin seems fine. He just glows a bit when the remove curse is cast upon him. It doesn't, however, cure your exhaustion.
Oh, ta. Right. I'll look at Sanwin and go, well, hang on. I had my fingers crossed and everything, so what the hell happened to you?
You must have really lucky fingers.
I've got little hobbity fingers.
Fine, it's all good. I have a shit-eating grin at the moment.
Well, that Earl was a lot quicker than I expected. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, me too.
I'm sure we'll return to that over the coming months. Right, so those two feel fine, although Corrin still looks. So what are your plans now?
Country to the Verbeek cave.
Yeah, so really need to get these curses lifted.
Well, 2 of the curses have been lifted. Remove curse did seem to work indeed.
In that case, we could stay here a day and get it cast in the morning and then not need to make the journey.
But won't the lottery be held tomorrow?
Yeah, but I mean, there's like thousands of people.
Can we not be up early and then away before the lottery gets drawn?
Well, technically, you wouldn't be able to. However, since you are now kind of unofficial agents for Sheriff Markham, I'm sure he could have a word with the gate guards so that they were looking the other way, because the gates are supposed to be closed so that everybody can register for the lottery.
All right.
Again tomorrow, get up really early.
Yeah.
I think we should do that rather than taking the stuff back. What do you think?
Yeah, that suits me.
Anything, just need to get the rest of these curses lifted. We can't afford to go off, with some of our weekends.
Right, because we're going to need all of us, I think.
Definitely. Aisha, you're quite quiet. What do you think?
Actually, we'll wait.
Okay. In that case, we'll tell her that I'll explain to Mishan. We have another change of plan. Sorry, but if we can get the other 2 curses removed in the morning, we will stay here tonight and then leave first thing in the morning.
Yes, of course, that is absolutely fine.
I was hoping she didn't have to go to the gate, but I'll just assume she doesn't realise.
Very well.
Right.
So,
you don't have to say 24 hours. Finishing a long rest reduces a creature's exhaustion level by 1, provided that the creature has also ingested some food and drink. It doesn't say you have to be warm, which is bizarre. I would have thought you'd have like a nice warm bath or something. But so,
what's the plan now, lads and lasses?
A good drink, I think. I need a drink after seeing what happened to him.
Well, get me one in. I'll catch you up.
Okie doke.
Targos is 2 hours away.
That's a good point. I mean, we get the other things, then first thing in the morning we head straight to Targos because we're going to follow the road. It's mad.
You were going to follow the serial killer. Apparently, the thing.
Well, if we can catch Targos, that's perfect. Except we might be locked out of Targos because we'll be travelling on the full moon.
Yeah, but if that's the case, we need to get to where the road from Targos to termalaine is anyway.
Yeah.
So if we get there and the gates are shut, we'll just kind of turn right and head off up the hill, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'll nod at Corrin's suggestion.
Aye, indeed. Let me see. Targos is also a sacrifice town, so they'll be having a lottery tomorrow as well.
Oh, I think we should just go to Termalaine then.
But you've got to win it.
I think we should cut the corner off and just cut across country, pick up the road to Termalaine and go up that way.
Yeah, I don't like this sacrifice thing.
No, it's not top of my list neither.
I did consider volunteering for it. Right.
Right, so are you doing anything in town, or are you just basically dossing about and getting a nice long rest?
Yeah.
About, but also seeing if there's anything we can do. Is there an adventurers board in town?
There is. Sorry.
Sorry, when we all wander off to the pub, I want to hang back and have a quick word with the priestess about that thing what we just had a word about.
Right, okay.
And then I'll catch them up.
Yeah.
I'll get the round in.
I will sort that out. Yeah. So,
is it like a trading hub in this city, Rich? Or not?
Yeah. Bryn Shander's the biggest of 10 towns, so it's kind of like the closest you'll get to like a.
I want to go try and find out when the last time my people came a trading, as it were.
Okay. Ask for an investigation then. A 9. Sadly, you ask around, but unfortunately, nobody can give you an exact date. Some people say it was a couple of years ago. Some people say it was about 8 months ago. So you're no better off just sometime within the last couple of years.
Okay.
There's not a job board set up as such, but you can have a rumour if you're asking about a very low rumour.
You have to have a album.
Nothing like a good rumour. Can you read that in the chat?
Yes, I can read that. If you hurry, I'm going to go as slow as is humanly possible. I would like to just be able to get there and go, oh, shit, I've missed the expedition. What a shame.
Oh dear, what a shame.
They're welcome to that one.
Yeah, you're basically stuck in town. There's not a lot to do because of the endless winter. Everybody stays inside as much as possible. There is beer now, however, so you could spend a day cavorting and beering. But if there's anything else you want to do, right on, just let us.
Is there a library by chance?
As far as I'm aware, there isn't. There's some private libraries held by the nobles and the speaker, but it's not like everybody in search.
All right, okay.
Wasn't an adventure on board.
No, I haven't got an adventure board. I need an adventure board. I have got.
Hang on, checking if I need anything.
Well, I'll head to the North Look and have a good drink.
Nice.
I'll sit there humming to myself, my feet up on the table, and generally looking like with a shit-eating grin.
So you spend a day relaxing and waiting, basically. So the next people's, Andy gets a rest. Would be able to if it was no. Right. But, however, it removes your level of exhaustion, Andy. But
Thank you.
So Aisha and Tesh, it's now a few days since you've had sleep at your
That's why I'm going on the lash.
institution. 2, you're both on 2, so you see the spirit of the priestess now comes to visit you as you rest. Skip that. Request a constitution roll from you chaps.
That's an investigation.
Oh, it's coming. Right, just roll it and I'll request.
Oh,
I want to get that one.
So much investigating. So much.
Blimey.
I investigate the bottom of my pint glass.
Blimey. There you go. Constitution. Apparently, it doesn't untick after you make the roll. Both failures. So you are tormented as this priestess screams at you to return the items you have stolen. You will die the waking death. And you both get a level of exhaustion. And then are we sleeping overnight?
No, we'll have to leave this morning because if not, we're going to get hit by the lock-in.
Yeah, that is true.
So we're going
We'll not get that last spell slot back, no?
No, you still have not had a long rest yet. You can actually, if you use your arcane recovery, you can then get it back.
Yes.
Okay. So you wake up. Earl and Andy look much better as they wake up in the morning. Lantesh and Aisha look much worse. They've not slept a wink and are now looking exhausted. So you head back to the church and first thing in the morning and get...
I commiserate with both of them because I don't know how it fails.
I'll put my arms around everyone and like walk along with them, go, oh man, this is brilliant. I can't wait to get out there and start getting rid of this winter thing. It'll be fantastic.
So he puts his arms around us. I keep a hold up my purse.
Right.
You're on the back. Ha.
So, visiting Misha again, yes?
Yeah.
Right, so she removes the curses on the last 2 of you. So the nightmares no longer torment you. The voices are silenced.
Cobber, get your stuff. We're going.
I brought it with me.
No,
I come prepared.
Not Mr. Toscobble. Oh my God, Yoko, Corin and Cobber. This is going to be. I'm going to call him Teddy. No, Ruxpin. No. Right. I'll turn out to Nobble Knocker. Is it right, Mr. Nobble Knocker? Let's go.
Nobble Knocker's not going with you. Nobble Knocker with the kid.
Oh, I thought he was coming with us.
No, he's like stands there in his like bungle suit across his arms and taps his foot and goes, "I'm not speaking to him. He can go to hell." And Misha says, "He's your friend. You have to forgive him eventually." And he says, "I am not speaking to him."
I'll sidle up to him and sort of put my arm around him and go, "What did he do?"
He dismissed my theories on tinkering, and then he lets out this stream of complicated, like gnomish algebra that makes sod all sense to anybody. And then he taps his foot and goes, "See?"
Well,
That's too complicated for me, my friend.
I'm not sure I quite understood all of that, but I have friends who are gnomes, and I wouldn't go around dismissing your theories out of hand.
Yeah, Tracy is a gnome and is known tinkerers, and she knows that they often fall out when making their wacky and crazy creations.
Oh yes, there's been many an argument in my family over various theories and such at the dinner table.
Turn around and say, "Can I speak to you in private, Copper?"
Copper.
Copper, sorry.
Very well, but you will not convince me to speak to that moron, fool, idiot.
Look, we kind of need a favour. I'll say it out of earshot. Lantesh is feeling really lonely, and she's away from her people, and she really needs someone of her own kind who can support her. On top of that, you don't have to speak to him. You just need to show up. Won't his piss be boiled by the fact that you come up there with us? It'll be rubbing it in his face that he's stuck in one place and you're able to move around. Can I try persuading?
You can try persuading. Let me have. He says, "Well, I'm not sure."
I'd say, she's joined our group. She's quite lonely and shy, and you understand that, don't you? I mean, gnomes don't have a good and easy time with other people.
Sadly, you look like you're almost convincing, but then he stamps his feet and says, "No, I'm not talking to him. Lanesh is very nice, but I can't be in the same room as that idiot until he listens to us." And stamps his foot, and you see a small temper tantrum teddy bear stamps out of the room and slams the door.
I'll turn around to me and say, "Well, it was worth a try." I'll go back to the group and say, "We need to get a wiggle on, boys.
Yep.
We also need to look for money opportunities because we need to pick up some cash to get this fur line and the route, Mr. Toscobble."
Right, well, which way do you want to go?
Well, we'll head up towards Targos, I was thinking, but should we get straight out the gate as fast as possible and then make our decision once we're outside the town walls?
So
some problems.
Once we're out of range of the lottery, we can think.
Well,
So-
if you, it's sort of 3 miles to the road if you head straight north, that you're looking at 3 hours walk, and then you'd spend the entire day walking, but you can make it to termalaine.
I think that sounds like a good plan.
Yep, that sounds like
definitely.
an excellent plan.
Keep our heads on a swivel, okay?
Excellent. So you head out of town. The gates are closed, but the guards on watch have been told to look the other way as you slip out quietly into the darkness and head up. Andy can't get lost, so you head up the road and arrive at Termalaine.
You're such a brilliant guide,
Thank
Corin.
you.
You're just marvellous. You just never seem to get lost, and I'm with you all the way.
It's the only thing I'm good at.
Right. Earl, the first thing you notice about Termalaine is the architecture of the huts. The decorations on the side and the door jambs looks very familiar. In fact, it looks as if it could have come from your own homeland.
What?
But
Free.
the second thing you notice, you feel the icy claws and teeth of the cold wind sweeping down from the north across Mergilden, almost shearing through your layers of winter clothes. There's a terrible, terrible gale that blows in off the lake.
Do we want to get into the town out of the way of this wind, or are
Yes.
are we risking getting done?
Termalaine, as you are aware, their sacrifice is warmth. So if all fires will be extinguished tonight, and everybody has to just huddle together for warmth.
I can live with that. We need to find a pub.
Right. So the east side is the most popular in Termalaine.
We'll head there.
That'll do.
Or you have the Dockside Tavern, where
I think it'll
The
be
f-
warmer at the east side than being on the dock side because you're going to get all that cold coming in off the docks. So yeah, I think the east side in sounds a better plan.
so you've approached from the road to Targot here.
Works for me.
And the first thing you notice is there's a sign, because Termalaine is famous for its tourmaline mine. Perhaps that's where it's got its name. But there's a big paint over the top of the mine. It's like got signpost to the mine to the northeast. There's paint being a big X paint over the top, and it says "Mine closed."
I smell a job.
Unusual at this time.
Oh. Right, we'll head into the east side.
Okay, you head through town. You notice an unusually large amount of miners that are walking backwards and forwards between the houses. But let me have a look. Termalaine's star rating. Oh, they're very friendly. Yeah, occasionally some of them even wave to you as you go past.
I've still got my shit-eating grin on, so I'll like nod at people and wave and admire the beautiful town because it is gorgeous. Needs more sand, but it's gorgeous.
I'll stop one of the miners pass and I'll say greetings. We've just come into town. What's with the mine being closed? Is that normal at this time of year?
He says, no, they've had to close it. The mine's full of monsters. The speaker's offering 50 gold to anyone who clears it out. We're all out of a job here. We're considering moving around the other 10 towns, seeing if we can get a job as fishermen or scrimshanders or anything really. Loggers.
Is there somebody? I'd be quite keen to aid them in banishing these monsters or looking into this further. Who do I need to see about such a task?
Speaker Mastew. He's at the town hall.
And Glide.
Dave, remember when I told you were feeling an urge to the northeast? Now, you walked into town and you've got like a pounding headache, like either side of your temples. It's just like boom, boom, boom.
Does it seem to get worse if I face a different direction?
No, it's not that precise. It's just you've got like a bad headache.
And I take he's rubbing his temples and stuff and squint.
Squint.
Burn, all right, mate.
Just got a headache.
Probably the cold wind. Let's check out the headman and see what's going on here. You might be able to divert for an evening.
Yeah, we could do with some exercise.
Good money. I will. You can't skip with snowshoes, can you?
Right. Apparently, he's not at the town hall. The miner runs back to you and says, "Sorry, I just turned the page over. He's actually at the Blue Clam."
Okay. Thank you very much.
So you head off at the docks. The docks are starting to freeze as all of the docks on the Great Lakes are. So there's less and less fishing boats are about to get out. And in fact, most fishing now is done through cutting holes in the ice fishing.
I'll huddle behind Aisha just to brace against the wind. So I've got a bit of a wind shield.
I'll carry you in my backpack if you want.
Right, so you head up past the docks, and like I said, you see a lot of miners who are wandering about and gravely talking about switching towns, switching jobs. And you arrive, and outside the tavern, you see two bundled up humanoids talking to one another. And they see you, one waves you in a friendly manner and says, it's a half orc. He's got tusk on the bottom, so it's like, "You seem entirely too prepared to trouble. Are you here about the mine?"
Well, I'm looking for the headman to have a word with him.
Well, any chance we can go inside? It's colder than the modern lord's left nut out there.
Aye.
It's true.
Let's get inside and get some nice meal inside us.
Thank you. Right, we'll head in.
For some reason, known only to the module, he's waiting outside of the pub. God knows why.
He's hard.
He's that hard, yeah. You head into the pub. It's a typical fishing pub. It smells strongly of fish, and there's a whole bunch of fishermen and surprisingly miners engaged in furious conversation. You overhear snippets of, well, we can't take any more fishermen on here, and the miners like, but we need something to do. We can't bloody well get anywhere here.
I'll turn around to the half orc we were talking to and go, "Oh, this looks like trouble brewing."
He says, well, ever since those beasts got in the mine, it's been hard on everyone.
Who's in them?
What sort of beast?
He unwraps his winter clothing. You can see he's wearing chainmail underneath. He's got a well-serviced sword. He says, a few days ago, a bunch of kobolds crept into the mine. They're too dangerous for the miners to deal with.
How many?
I don't know. I sent in some militia telling them to clear out the mine, but there's no response from them.
I'll use prestidigitation to pull my chair over and sit down.
As it squeaks across the floor. Says the funny thing was, a few days after the kobold showed up, one of the miners went missing.
In the mine?
Yeah. It's possible he fell down the central shaft. It's deep enough that the body might never be found.
Or he was knocked by a scout.
So I was told that you were paying 50 gold pieces.
It's true. We need the mine cleared out. And without that gem mine, our major source of income's gone.
I'll be honest with you, we're actually on another job. We can have a look, but it'll have to be worth more than 50 gold to us. Not being a dick about it, but times are really hard, as you know.
He says, well, I can give you one of the termalaines out of the mine. We're We're kind of short on funds here, as everybody's been laid off. 50
Well,
gold
how
is
much-
quite a lot. You've been spoiled by normal D&D.
Oh, no,
50
I know
gold
it
is a
is.
lot of money.
I know it is. My character's just pushing for more because we need
Yeah.
the money for Axe Peak.
Do I know how roughly how much tourmalines would go for?
Well, I
So there was-
don't, so probably not. Well, I'll have to look them up under the treasure thing. This is where I find out they're worth like 8,000 gold pieces. It's a special yellow tourmaline.
Right, okay then.
Does he have a map of the mine with every entrance, including all the hidden ones? And does he know how many kobolds roughly and which entrance they came in with?
Wow, you need a lot of information, yeah?
Probably I want it done quickly, which you don't get to. Because if we don't get them all, they're going to be back in like a few weeks.
Well, I've got a map. There's a central shaft, but the map's not linked on the thing, so you'll have to bear with me a second while the DM tries to find the bloody thing in the module.
Yeah, we're getting to the remnant.
Alternatively, we could always nip up the Black Cabin and call back in and do the mine on the way back.
Good, but it looks like these guys are desperate to get it done. But I will appreciate what you're doing there, Mr. Tosco. I'll notice that he's doing a whole, we kind of should do this other thing. Well, if we can maybe leverage a couple of days food and a place to sleep on the town hall slate, I think we could have a deal.
Ah,
Sounds good.
yeah. This is apparently, free map. Just to make it more confusing, it's a 3-level map. Get in. He pulls it out. He says, right, there's a bucket lift that'll take you down the lift shaft. It takes about a minute to winch yourself down. You can put 2 of the little ones in there or one of the larger folk, and he looks at Aisha.
Will someone have to be up top to lower them down?
No, there's a control inside the bucket lift.
Is that the only way in and out of the mine? No secret entrances or exits in the back?
No secret entrances or exits. It's a mine. It's not a fortress or of any kind.
So you didn't have any guards on the front bit when the kobolds came?
It's not something that we usually have to deal with. It's just a mine. It's not anything fancy.
Fair enough.
Why should Augustus?
So,
If you can toss in 2 nights somewhere to sleep and food and wine food and drink for us for 2 days, the tourmaline and 50 gold, and it's a deal.
aye, that I can do.
We'll go first thing in the morning.
I'll look at currently give them the look that says that's going to cost them more than 50 gold alone just for the beer.
I'll huddle in between 2 of the biggins because they've got tons of body heat. I'll leech it, get warm.
Right, so you're planning on spending the night here and then going down the mine in the morning? Or were you following Andy's plan to head to the Black Cabin?
Well, if all goes well, this mine clearance shouldn't take more than half a day.
Well, I was rather hoping by kind of reminding everybody in the presence of the half-orc that we really already have a job, might have leveraged a little bit more, and it would appear that we've got food, drink, and accommodation for 2 nights in a tourmaline.
So we're doing good.
Yeah.
We're not going to take the rise. I mean, we want to help people. It's just at the same time, we kind of need enough money to get our winter clothes.
That's it. You've got to buy that. I mean, we've got to survive as well. And we don't know. I mean, it could be really dangerous out there because my grandpa told us about those kobolds. Are dangerous things. Them you got to get them all because they're like vermin. They breed like hell.
And it would also be nice if there was like places we could go back to without having to watch our backs.
So you all huddle together. So Aisha's obviously Big Spoon. And are you going in descending order? So it's just like Big Spoon, Little Spoon, Little Spoon, Little Spoon, and Tiny Spoon. Yeah, everybody succeeds.
Lantesh is the bacon in my sandwich. Who's going to be the lettuce?
Dear God.
Tasty bacon.
Right. So,
Ask the headman
who needs to worry about cold? You all just snuggle up and everything's tickety boo. So you all get a long rest finally. Hurrah!
Yay!
Lantesh even get through the very exhaustion because that Goliath is just so warm and snuggly with his 28 constitution check.
Hey, Corin's toes out my nose though at one point.
So yeah, everybody is now back to full fighting effectiveness after a week.
Note the matter with my toes.
Can I ask the headman something before we leave?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's with the Kalamashan architecture?
Oh, he says Termalaine was settled by Kalamashan settlers, and you notice you've seen a few of the miners around. Some of them have got very Kalashite features.
Well, the black beards, manly.
Yes, manly men, yeah.
Big noses.
Speak with a bit of an Australian accent, because apparently they're
Yes.
Australian in this campaign world. That's canon.
Tracy made them back in Australian, didn't
Canon.
she?
So they all talk with a bit of an Australian accent. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna go down a mine, eh? Oh boy."
That one at the half walk on the Barbie.
Let's get going.
Does the headman want the heads of the
Were you staying at the east
kobolds?
side? Yeah.
Whatever was it, they'll put us for free.
All right. Okay. So are you sleeping in the town hall for free?
Yeah.
On the floor, huddled together, toasty warm, big spoon, little spoon, little spoon, little spoon, and tiny spoon. This campaign is just going places where even I didn't think it was going. Right.
Yeah, well, I would agree, because I'm sure there was someone poking in my back during the night.
It was probably somebody's short sword.
I hope it was somebody's short sword.
I was hoping it was somebody's short sword.
There's a joke in there about somebody sticking the hand between two pillows and somebody going, "They're no pillows."
I think we'll probably have a mess about in town when we get back. Just see if there's anything else going on here and information gathering and stuff. But right now, I think we should leave early because we've got a day of it.
Right. So
I don't suppose we could borrow any of them like miners' helmets with the candles on the front, could we?
yeah, I don't see why not. There's a big pile of them that are not getting used, so certainly.
You're right.
So I'm thinking of two reasons. Then we can have illumination and keep our hands free. And secondly, if we all just trout in wearing miners' helmets, with the odd pickaxe over the shoulder, the kobolds might think, hang on, miners are back.
That is clever AF. Cunning as the hunter.
That's me.
Right.
If I happen to see any bright shiny rocks down there, we're free to just help myself.
Well, I mean,
If it's on a kobold, it's loot, isn't it?
yeah, it's not.
And let's face it, what happens in the mine stays in the mine.
Yeah. So
Exactly. I like your thinking.
we cleared the mine out, but we were in there 6 weeks, and you've got bulging backpacks.
Ask Ben, how are you feeling this morning? The headache still there? Still bad, mate?
Yeah, Ben, you've still got that. It's subsided a little, but it's just a mild throb now in your temples. The mine is around 30 minutes walk into the woods to the north.
Hi ho, it's off to the mine we go.
As you approach the mine, Dave, the pressure between your temples slowly, by inches, gets worse.
So it's more in this direction then.
I don't suppose I've got anything in the healer's kit, like a flagon of poppy juice that would help him with that pain in his head.
I don't see why you can't have a go.
Not trying to do anything other than to help him with his headache.
You
So
do
I
love
presume
those healing kits, don't you?
that would. Oh right, yes, medicine wall.
No, is the simple answer.
Oh well,
Never mind.
that's getting topped up when we get home.
Right, we need more poppy juice. Right, so I find the mine here. The story. So half an hour or so, you march through the forest, crashing through the undisturbed snow. The entrance to the gem mine is an open tunnel in the hillside. Empty carts are parked near the entrance, to which a crude wooden sign has been propped up. Written on the sign in charcoal are the words "Kobolds only" in common. Lanesh. The words seem to be written in elaborate calligraphy rather than the common sort of scratchings you would expect to be written by a kobold.
So they're written by some learned fellow amongst them. I think me thinks we're going to have to be on my guard. Could be up against something. These might be unusual kobolds.
Or somebody's using them.
Point.
Right, basically, you've had
information with the rest of them.
You've had the crude map that's not exactly to scale, and the mine kind of is 3 levels, and it kind of spirals around a central shaft. Apparently, the central shaft was there before the mine was open and runs deep within the earth. Some speculating that it even could go down as far as the Underdark. Journey to the center of the earth.
Scary stuff.
There's lots of shit to kill, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you stand outside the mine reading this sign. Lanesh either shares or does not share it with you. But
Yes, I do. I do. I share that point with the rest of them.
Holy crap. A tourmaline's worth 100 gold pieces.
Hey,
them. Get in, guys.
You'll only get 50%, remember. So you'll get 50 GP if you flog that.
Still double your money.
Yeah, but doesn't that dwarf shop thing that we did a favour for gives us 10% on stuff we sell?
Yes, but I didn't want you to remember that.
Get in, baby.
So I'll remove these sheep fleeces then. I've handed them in. So you'll have to remember the stuff that goes in the party sheet, right? If you don't pick it up, you're leaving it behind because obviously weight and things like that matter. Right, you stand in front of this open, the old-fashioned Wild West mine where it's basically a ragged open hole, but with planks holding it up on the outside and a bunch of empty carts.
Dark vision guy first, or personnel first, and then we'll follow.
Yeah, you're going to... Corin and Aisha are going to struggle as it will be pitch black once they're inside.
But the miners, little miner lights not help much.
You can light the candles, that is fine.
I shall light me candle.
And you put your miners lamp. So,
I'll take the lead since I'm the fighter.
Right, the tunnels appear to be around 7-foot high ceilings. And
better be careful, guys, because like Corin says, I think somebody could be leading this lot.
A few feet, like 15 feet inside the entrance, Dave, there's a sort of a wooden desk with some scattered papers and things on it, and a turned over inkwell with the ink is ran onto the paper and dried, and then you've got the lift shaft with a pulley system next to it.
I'll try reading some of the papers.
They're just, you recognise, because you've got Dwarven Heritage, it's stuff like manifests, who was signing in and out on shifts. It's a standard thing for mines in case anybody goes missing. So you have to sign in and out. It looks like it's sort of a reception area or office of some kind. And
Peek down in the mine shaft. Can we see or hear anything?
you can't say anything. It's going to take a minute to descend in the bucket, so it's too deep for you to see.
Can we hear anything? Any chatting of kobolds, or is it just quiet?
Well, we'll find out. But give me a perception roll. Is everybody getting the request for that?
No, because I'm not down there.
Nope.
Yep.
So many perception rolls. You strain your ears as you all lean over the top of this shaft, but you don't hear anything. Not even any sort of wind whistling. Nothing. It's quite silent.
Right, let's start getting down there, boys and girls.
So who goes down first?
I don't mind going first.
We'll send Ben down.
Well, we send two small ones down first. I think it's probably best to send two small.
Yeah, Colin and Nesh can go together. The rest of you have to go one at a time.
Cool.
Are you okay with this, Nesh? As they seem to have volunteered, Get in this bucket.
I'm up for it. I'm brave, guys.
In the bucket, and there's a winch mechanism that is not generally described, but it allows you to lower and raise the bucket from within inside. So you spend a minute. It slowly creaks with every revolution of the pulley. As you arrive at the bottom of the shaft.
Do we see anything? Do we have to do something with the lift descended back up? Or do they call for it at the top?
You can either do it from within the bucket, or there's a mechanism at the bottom and at the top to do it. So I don't know if you either shout up the lift shaft to see.
No, don't shout. I'll stand back up.
Coises.
I'm going to Corin, huddling towards him, it's scary down here. I've never been this far down into the earth.
I'll wrap me cloak round Lanesh.
So some prearranged signal, presumably, tugging on the rope. You feel a tug on the rope, Earl.
Who next? Ben?
Aye.
Right, so slowly. Are you two staying in this room waiting, or are you
Yes, I'll wait.
the corridor ahead?
No, I'll wait till they all get down.
We'll stay where we are, I think.
I need to check this map scale. I hope set this to 5 feet. I didn't check. Yes, thank God for that. Right, so it's going to be quite the squeeze to get everybody in. Bien, after a minute of winding, the lift appears. Then another minute, you wind yourself down to appear at the bottom of the lift shaft, where Lanesh and Corin seem to be cowering. Going to have to move into those little side tunnels, two of you, to get the others in.
Yeah.
Right.
Check for traps.
Right, so step to the side. Who goes down next?
I'll go down.
Yeah. Same happens again. Don't need to describe it. So far, all is quiet. And then finally, Aisha, you are hanging out of the top of the bucket and the rope creaks worryingly, but you finally manage to get down. The tunnels are 7 feet high, so you're almost bumping your head on them.
Okay, I will try not to make a noise.
Okay, you have arrived at the bottom of the tunnel.
I may as well get me bow out.
And so you can equip a candle and it should light up.
You gnomes are good at technology and stuff. Is there any way we could disable the bucket and winch so the kobolds can't get out, but we could easily, get it to work in case we need to evacuate really quickly?
Is there some kind of switch mechanism that I can actually just pull out so they can't put it in the on-off position or something? I'm not sure what the winch part looks like, or if is it like a windy thing?
Yeah, it's basically a rope runs up and down the full length of the tunnel. There's a pulley and a windy handle, like the pedals of a bike that you just sort of wind manually.
Can I disconnect that, take that out so they can't either call the lift down or...
You can certainly do that. It's not generally designed to be taken apart except by mechanics, so...
Can I have
Let's
that?
not be sobering.
My brother did show us a few little tricks for the trade.
Yeah, we'll have have you got Tinker's tools or anything like that? Otherwise, it's just a straight dex.
No, I don't.
Okay. Oh, you expertly disconnect the mechanism without breaking anything, and in fact, you tie the rope off to the bucket so that it can't accidentally disappear up out the thing.
Awesome.
Blow on your hands, sort of look confidently at everybody else. And you're in this tiny little room, and it looks like you're only going to be able to fit down the passage one at a time.
Rich, where's the candles? I can't find it on my sheet.
Where's what?
Candles.
Candles. You didn't light a candle, do you?
I didn't have a candle to light.
Just grab one out of items from the player's handbook.
Oh, that was a point. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Make sure you get it from the player's handbook.
4.
Just grab a candle. You just got the helmets. Are you all wearing the helmets with the candles on?
Yep.
Yeah, I want 4 candles.
No, 4 candles.
4 candles?
What? You want handles for forks? There you go. You've got a candle now. Are you all lighting your candles? There you are.
We won't light the candle, will we, if we've got our vision?
You don't need to, no, but you'll see in black and white.
All right, okay, I'll light a candle then.
Yeah. You don't need to buy one. Just drag it off your...
How do I light it?
Just equip it.
Where do I grab it from? Sorry.
Hang on, I'll just drag you one.
Cheers.
Yeah, you just click on items on the side, and then in the search box, just type candle. Chuck one on there.
Yeah, I've got it, but I'm not sure how to equip it.
The little box that says carried.
Oh, I've got it. It's carried.
Yeah, you need it equipped. Click on the carried box. Yeah, you've got a candle.
Awesome.
Hey.
So, after you all stop and faff about for a few minutes trying to light candles, and there's cursing, and who's got the bloody tinderbox, and then lighting each other's candles, shuffling about.
I like prestidigitation. It makes a lot less noise than...
Yeah. So, what do you do now then?
Need to pick a direction, boys.
Yeah, you need to pick a direction. You can go back up the bucket or down the corridor.
Corridor.
I'm going to wait to see if one of our big sturdy companions
who's going first?
Pick a direction, and then I'll follow. I'll walk behind Aisha.
Okay, so you see it opening up into a large cavern ahead of you, Dave. Yeah. Okay.
Next.
Wooden planks and struts form a walkway along the wall of a seemingly bottomless vertical shaft. A narrow waterfall cascades down the northeast wall, and the sound of rushing water is loud in the confined space. And you step out onto the rickety platform. Right? It's so loud at this point that the waterfall is drowning out any form of communication unless you yell. So are you heading rather than just moving your tokens? Describe to us what you're doing. We don't need to use the battle map until we're actually
I'm just following this.
So you follow it around to the tunnel to the west.
Yes, I'll follow it round towards the west.
Okay, so you
I just wait
follow
until I can see the rest
I'll
of them.
do this.
I'm going to follow around behind someone.
When Aisha steps out onto the planks, they creak and groan, and some of them visibly flex towards the edges. You look into this abyss. I can't actually see what it looks like from your view. Oh, you can see a massive abyss.
It looks very deep.
Yeah. Bjorn heads across to the east.
I'll hurriedly try and get off this precipice because that doesn't look very safe, guys.
Are you all just following onto the plank?
We'll go across one at a time.
Okay, hold on. I'll just move you on the list. So beyond you head into the tunnel, which leads around and goes to the north. Right, and as you walk up the corridor, you can see it opens into another tunnel northwest.
I have a good listen. Do I hear out?
Do you hear anything? That is the question. Remember, the roar of the waterfall is pretty much blocking everything. Right, no, you do not hear anything. The rest of you slowly move across the cavern one at a time. Right, Bjorn. Benches and tables are set up as workspaces where miners clean any gemstones they find. Gravel and pebbles are strewn on the ground, and scattered across the floor are a few hammers, picks, and broken lanterns. But there's nothing else in here. The roar of the waterfall is still extremely loud.
Is there any signs of struggle or blood or anything?
There are no signs of struggle, but it does look like things were like just dropped. The lanterns look like they've been dropped rather than just scattered. So yes, you need to describe what you're doing, and we'll worry about moving the tokens after, because I can just free move them.
Did we ask if the miners got out who were there, or are they missing?
Yes, all the miners got out apart from one, but he was missing before this happened.
Right. Okay.
I'll get everyone together so we can talk without shouting.
Okay.
I know we have to
So
raise
what
our
you'll
voice
have to do is get together and all stand together like this, and literally get in a huddle.
But watching the entrances and exits of the cave.
I can snuff my candle out and go forward and scout a little bit if you want, just so that we see them before they see us, possibly.
That sounds good.
But
Just don't go too far.
No. Right, Rich, I'm going to turn my candle out, and I'm going to use my action for the hide action, and I'm going to stealth up to that corner and look along the corridor.
You're going to stealth up to the corner to the
north.
Yeah, so you move up from there.
When we're in the corridors, Rich, have I got enough? Sorry.
Have you unequipped your candle then?
Yeah, I've snuffed it out.
Have you actually unequipped it?
Oh no, I'll have to do that, won't I?
Yeah, because otherwise it was very tough.
When we're in the corridors, Rich, do I have enough room to swing your warhammer, or am I have to go to something smaller?
You do, but you only can fit one person in the corridors at a time. So.
Right. Okay.
Rich, I say scout, and can I spend the time to cast my mage armor?
Absolutely. You cast mage armor, drag the effect onto yourself, and take the spell. Right, so you want a stealth roll, do you?
Yeah.
I will ask for a stealth roll. See where it says Tracy, it says Lanesh has a casting focus equipped. So it's stuff like 300 GP worth of diamonds. If you're trying to resurrect somebody and you haven't got them, they'll go, you can't cast that. You don't have enough. Right. So Salmon creeps relatively quietly, although the noise of the waterfall is drowning out all sounds. So it seems that perhaps it's a lot easier than you thought it was.
Is that a Y split there?
It's a Y split to the northeast and the northwest.
Northwest.
You're going up the northwest.
Yeah, just a little way. I'm just basically hugging the wall and peeping my head around corners.
Okay, so you creep forward and you see that it comes to the west.
Yeah,
is the other east. But you peep into this room. Racks holding picks and hammers are nailed to the walls of this small cavern. The floor is covered with rock, dust, and tracks.
Right. I will go back and tell them what's ahead, and then say also seen tracks, so it might be Mr. Toss Cobble's job, and I will light my candle again. I'm not going to scout the whole place out because it's
But he comes back, you all do the huddle. Say, I love that about the light. And it puts a light on.
And I take it this thing to the left is a bit of a rise up to like a...
Yes.
How big a rise is that?
It looks at about 5 foot rise. You could climb up there quite easily.
Head the way we're scouted, but I'll point. I'll tell Corin that I saw tracks in the room to the left, on the left passage. That might be an idea to check that.
Right. Do you want me to go up first, or shall I follow you?
We'll all go.
The tool room, apparently at the back of the cave as well, it looked like there was a tunnel sloping down.
Be down to the next level.
And you would think that?
I'll go. I'll make a circular motion to say, should we clear upstairs first before we go down?
I nod.
Right, okay. We'll all head up. It's quite like take our time, we're not rushing. We're trying not to make noise. I know we're not all stealthy, but head up to the tool room.
And move forward.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you move into the room.
I'll be careful not to go too far in so I don't disturb the footprints.
You to creep ahead. Are you also following?
We're all going.
Yep. You creep ahead into this room. I'm going to move you around because the tunnel's going to be a bit again. So sneaking ahead, come to a mine leading down.
I'll point at the tracks and go, who's that? What's that then? The current. What's that then?
Would I know?
In half a roll. Yeah, it looks likely that you would know.
That'll be... Well, what would be...
I'll request a roll. Some kind of small humanoid.
Which way they're headed?
They're all about the tracks in the dust lead.
I'm just going to quickly nip along here just to check that rounds to where we saw, and there's no split off.
Now you see a dragon. No, you.
I put my finger to my lips and mouth, kobolds, even though I'm not entirely sure that that's exactly what they are.
Right, so you nip round, and yes, indeed, that's the place.
Doesn't lead anywhere else. Okay, I'll back up to there, and we'll take that right hand fork. I'll turn my candle off again and just poke my head in.
The floor in the east end of this dusty cave is 5 feet higher than the west end. The rocky ridge separating the two areas, except for slopes on either side. Picks and shovels laying against the ridge. Small gem deposits in the ridge and walls became gleams seductive.
Well, no, let's not do that.
Just happened to fall off the wall as we pass, you know.
I'll just have a look.
Right there. It's in there's different size tourmalines. There's a 10 GP. The 100 GP is like the ultra rare one, so you'll be having a 10 GP.
I will have a quick look to see if I can see a beautiful looking tourmaline lying easily in a place that can be easily picked up.
There is not. You would have to take a pick up and start digging.
Right. I'll head down here and see if that corridor leads south.
There is indeed a corridor leading south. Are the rest of you happy just to huddle next to the stairs leading down?
I'll go back and bring them forward again to this place.
It's good that we'll be a little bit cautious because we don't know how many we're dealing with.
So,
is there like dust on the floor where we see the track stretch?
Yes.
Can we dust it so we could see if anything comes up or, back through this place if we're going down the other corridor?
Absolutely. That's the opposite of a track and roll, so go for it. Right, you swish the dust about and you're fairly convinced that you've done a reasonable job, but a one's a one. So happily you turn around and go, right, that's that sorted.
Right, once everyone gets to where I am, I'll pop my head round this corner.
You pop your head around the corner, huh? Right, you see the top. Right, an underground river flows through the far side of this cavern, which is supported by a natural stone pillar near the water's edge.
I'll creep in slightly and just look around.
You step forward, and as you do, between you and the river, you see two halfling-sized grey rodents with long tails and beady eyes. They rush to attack you as soon as you know.
They notice me through my super stealth.
They do. Not you through your super stealth.
And I take it, it's initiative then.
It is indeed. Let us do this initiative malark like LPCs and request initiative. Let's roll for initiative. Right, the others, sadly, are not there, so you're just standing about. Salmon, however, goes.
I'm not sure where he's gone.
Well, I did bring you down to that corridor of others before I went in this room.
So over this way.
Oh, right, okay.
Do you want us to move to where I was, where I said I'll move them down? You know that corner that's like 2.5 squares to my northeast?
Yeah,
northwest.
okay. Right, I've got them there. Right, okay, just wait a second, please, because the... Yeah, right, Salmon, you go first.
I'm going to move to there, and then I'm going to firebolt it, and I will go... the firebolt should alert people that something's up.
Well, Bjorn and Aisha can see you firebolt. Go on, fire away. Fire.
Ow.
Oh dear. Right, it goes wide. Aisha, you don't get a react this round, but you see someone fire a fireball. You can warn the other folk. The creature runs forward, and it can reach you this round. So it runs forward,
we move up,
squeaking, and bites at you. And misses. Second one runs around the corner. Can't actually get yet. Bjorn, you also see this. Sorry, Lanesh, you've been warned. Now you can act this round. The word has been passed along past Bjorn and Corin that there's trouble ahead.
Can I move up so I can see what's down the corridor?
That is absolutely fine. You can't end your turn. Yeah, Dave. Can't end your turn inside another player, but you can move through them as if they were difficult to win.
Don't I get an action after the last rat?
No, you were alerted, so you passed it out. You passed on because all you saw was someone come darting backwards, and the next.
Is that the main corridor? No. Well, I thought it was straight ahead because I couldn't see which corridor he was in.
I know that's the problem with line of sight. You run straight past him in confusion.
All right, okay. So
that's your turn. Sandwin, it's your turn again. You're in melee with two of them now.
I'm going to disengage.
Okay, and where do you run to?
Everyone else.
Right, you run away. Aisha, it is your turn.
Right, where's someone come from? South.
southeast tunnel.
All right, I will move 1 square forward to see if I can see anything down the tunnel.
Okay. Stepping forward. You don't say anything, I don't believe.
Can I hear anything from coming down up the tunnel?
You can hear a waterfall.
Okay, then I will step back so we can form possibly a shield wall, and whatever's coming up that tunnel we can take and corral in.
Okay. So are you holding an attack by chance?
Yes.
Yeah, you can hear the squeaking of large rodents of unusual size. Yeah, so you step back and you're holding an attack.
I'm holding ready, yep.
Yeah, giant rat one runs after Termalaine. She does. There. Yes.
Well, I'll be able to see that now, won't I?
You can. Aisha, you're holding an attack, so you can take a swing at him.
Okay.
It's a hit. You bring your hammer down. Crack. The thing is badly injured. Goes squee. Now it bites. Of animal intelligence, 1 to 3, it bites at Dave. Of course, yes, it bites at you, Dave.
You don't know an elf called Shashallion by any chance, do you?
Blocked by armor. The second rat runs around the corner. Second rat runs around the corner, and again, animal intelligence. This one goes for Aisha. It attempts to bite you. Seems to be rabid. It hits. It gives you a nasty nip, Bjorn.
I'll be able to attack this round.
No. Fortunately not. You ran past.
Not like holding an attack, no?
I should have asked you. You can cast a spell and hold it, but it counts as actually having it cast. So you could have held a firebolt in case you see a target.
Yeah.
But I should have said that first. Sorry.
That's all right. No, that's fine. I'll wait next round.
Go on then.
Right, I'll take a swing.
I am going to have to go after this. You hit the rat, Dave, and you kill it with a mighty blow. You cleave its little rat skull in.
How about we ain't here to party?
Right, Mr. Corrin, it is your turn.
Right.
You hear squeaking and beating from round the corner.
Right, I shall take a step to the side, and if Rattuses.
Indeed. 'Tis a giant rat.
Well, let's say if we can maybe put an arrow in one,
Shoot it full of arrows. You don't have marksman though, do you? Not yet, because it's a feat. So it has partial cover.
Hang on. Well, I just move stuff about.
So I'm just going to give it some partial cover. There you go.
Do you want me to click on partial cover, or have you done it?
I have done it. There you go. It has partial cover from you.
Right, ookie dookie. Right, hang on. Longbow, there we are.
T-wang.
Oh, great.
Miss. Well, you tried, and that is the important thing.
For my bonus action, can I just growl bollocks?
You can.
Right, that'll do.
Yeah, next time we roll, if it survives, then we'll try you clicking that partial cover thing and see if it works. Right, new round, Lanesh. Lantesh, sorry.
Can I see it from where I am, or no?
Can you see it? If you can see it, you can see it. You can move. You don't have to move your whole movement in one go. You know, you can move forward 5 feet or 10 feet or whatever, and move forward so you can see things, and then finish your movement.
All right, okay. Can I see it? I should be able to see it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cast firebolt.
Here, I'm gonna light you up, sweet cheeks. Did it hit?
Oh, sorry. Wait a minute. Have I got to roll D20? Haven't I?
Yeah.
Well.
You don't have to target it. You shoot and drag and drop if you want.
All right.
So I'm going to undo that damage, and then I'm going to drop it on the rat. There you go. It falls down. It jumps back up. Right, so do you want to roll the hit now?
If you look at Firebolt, there's a thing that says, if you look in actions,
yeah,
you Firebolt, and there's a little D20 thing next to the flame. Just press that.
Yeah, either drag and drop it on the rat or target it. It's a hit. So yes, you did indeed kill it with your 8 points of damage as you blast the rat, and it falls down dead. It goes, squee, and it dies. So, giant rats defeated.
We want to switch to our new plan.
Right, which is?
Aisha and Brain are going to go first, and then we're going to follow them so we can shoot past them.
Okay, that seems reasonable. If you don't have any kind of marksman talent or spell sniper or something like that, if you're shooting past them, they've got partial cover.
Yeah, but we'll be able to spread out and get lines of sight on and stuff like that. So
okay, right, Bjorn, what did you say?
I say we should skin them for fur, so we get a cloaks or wear the cloak even more insulated, as it were.
Oh, the old rat skin wind cheater.
Rat skin wind cheater. So who's skinning?
Probably Mr. Toscolo since he's so good at it.
All right. I shall butcher a rat. Hang on a minute.
And it will take 15 minutes per rat.
I can do a rabbit in 5 in real life.
Yeah, but these are giant rats, so they're bigger.
Oh, fair enough. What'll it be?
That is a survival. There you go. Press roll. That is a survival roll.
Nice.
That is a very good survival roll. So that is a full hide. So you get a small hide.
I'll just
from that
hide for a
one.
little bit.
And are you taking the drumsticks, as it were?
Might as well.
Okay. So you get like a bunch of rat meat. Yeah. For the second one,
No matter where rat, mate.
8 is 3 sizes down. So you do not get any hide off it, and you only get a couple of drumsticks off the rat.
That's right.
So
Which way we-
Down that one where I came from. If we head down that one where I came from, we can see what else was in the room, because as soon as the rats came for us, I liked it.
I head down that way then.
Okay, so you head down into that room. An underground river flows through the far side of the cavern, which is supported by a natural stone pillar.
I move further into the room.
Okay, you head into the room.
You heading down?
What are the rest doing?
I'm waiting for Aisha to head down, then I'll follow.
Yeah, I'll follow after you went first. I'll be behind you.
Okay, so Aisha moves down, crouching at some of the smaller bits. You just see this room. The only other exit is apparently the stream itself. As you move into the room, everybody moves into the room then?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only other thing, there's a few gnawed bones that apparently the rats have been eating smaller rats, but the water hasn't frozen in here.
Investigate this room. Do you find any hidden passages out like that?
Treasure.
Okay, so you search the room. It's probably going to take about half an hour or so to thoroughly search all the walls. Everybody's searching.
Right.
So who's the best at searching? Who's doing the main search with advantage? Because you're all helping.
What'll that be?
Investigation.
No, not the best at that.
Tech might be quite good at it.
Well, I got +1.
I'm just waiting for News to move forward, and me and Corin are gonna move up behind you.
I'll shove you
There you are.
in the. Yeah. So who's searching and who's assisting?
I'll assist.
Who's the best at investigating?
Not me.
Pretty good.
So
I think I'm pretty good at investigation.
you?
I'll assist somebody. I've got a +5.
Yeah. Well, you should be doing it, and everybody should be assisting you. So I'll give you advantage in request roll. Right, you thoroughly searched the cavern, and you are fairly certain that there is no secret passages or something.
There's any way across this river? Like, is any the other side?
There's nothing that you can see on the other side.
Right. Okay.
It's moving quite swiftly, however. You could probably wade across it if you want to cross it with that little part of the beach on the other side.
According to what we've seen of the area, the only other way to go is down. Yeah.
Indeed.
So we should head there.
Okay.
We'll get in Ben to go.
Right, I'll grab you in movies, okay? So don't worry about the. I think actually, if you're heading down, I need to move you on a different map anyway. That's correct.
I don't see any way. Does anyone else see somewhere we've missed? Because I don't.
Yeah, down from us, the other 4, I think.
Aisha wounded. So can anybody heal Aisha?
I can't.
Nasty gash.
Oh, hang on.
Oh,
Hang on. I might be able to do something to help. Wait a minute.
he's got a bit of a rat bite.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. Hang on. I can use that.
I'm intrigued. Continue.
I can use that healer's kit, can't I?
No, you can't. Until you get the heal of fate, it doesn't heal anything. It just stabilizes people when they're down.
Oh, that's right. Well, in that case, hang on.
Right, so I'm putting a rat pelt in the. So we'll see. You've got 6 pounds of raw meat, which is rat meat, and 1 small pelt. If you're taking it, drag it and drop it onto your inventory screen. Whoever's taking them.
2 seconds. I'll do that. A small pelt and rat meat. Hang on.
Is there no way to take it all? Yes, no.
No, there isn't. You've just got to
We'll
drag
have
it
to
like
have a
an
look.
idiot.
Yeah.
There's bound to be.
So yeah, there will be. It'll be shift or something. So you stuff this meat into your bag. Rat drumstick, yummy.
Lovely.
Good for beer. Anyways.
Right. Hang on. Where the hell's Aisha gone?
He's right there. Although you can just use the combat tracker to target people, you know.
Right. Hang on.
So you can just drag the action and drop it on Aisha on the combat tracker.
Right.
The heal spell.
Wait a minute. There you go, son.
Cheers, my dears.
Right. So you
Yeah,
heal
right.
the cleric. Now we
Yeah.
heading.
The irony is not lost on me.
Right. So you head down, yeah? Beyond
I'll take
force.
the lead.
What order? Because you can only go one at a time.
Me first.
Ooh, I'll
I'm at
go
the back, bringing up the rear, keeping an eye out for things snaking up behind her.
Yeah.
Next.
Right, so you creep down the crudely hewn stairs
Into the crypt.
into the crypt, and Richard's like, this map was not well designed as there is not enough places to put everybody. So I'm kind of bundling you up with Mr. Torrent. Get rid of level link. So
Right.
okay, you come down to level 2. You descend into the floor of a small cave. 2 dusty tunnels lead in opposite directions.
Right. Shall we go, guys?
Can we see any tracks
You can see lots of tracks
going one way, both ways?
everywhere. There's small footprints everywhere that Corin hasn't specifically identified as kobold, but they're small and reptilian, so it's a pretty good guess. But they're literally everywhere. They're heading in all directions. You don't even have to roll.
Yes, I have identified them as kobold. Only you and I know that I don't know they're kobold. I've told all these they're kobolds.
So what is it to be, Björn?
Right.
I head right then.
Right, it is.
Okay, so you head right into this room, yes?
Right.
Right, it is quiet, so I'm going to ask everybody to have that. Wow, shit. Corin, you can definitely hear some noise down the left tunnel. The others not so much. But eagle-eared Corin there, as basically as you're heading up the tunnel, because he's last, you get to this sort of location, and you can hear something from the left tunnel.
Right, I pat Lantesh on the shoulder and like put my finger into my lips and then point down the left tunnel and sort of like waggle my hand like pass it on.
Right, I'll nod and I'll tap Sandwin on the shoulder and go to the lips and point down the tunnel that Corin's indicated.
Beasties, pass it on.
Pass it on. I don't have anything on my map, is that right?
Oh, you should have something on your map.
I have nothing.
By the time that message gets to Ben, it's cooties. Dogs can't look up. He's like, what?
Dogs can't fly without umbrellas.
I'm going to delete your totem and reapply it all.
Thank you.
Should have been.
Probably some kobolds sitting up above her or something on a ledge, pissing herself laughing at us going down the corridor.
Can you now see something else? There,
Mine level 2 player map, yeah.
Yeah, bottom right hand corner.
Oh, wait, no, I've zoomed right out and we're at the top left, according to mine. I finally found us, sorry. These maps are huge.
I'll just move it, have to keep moving it around.
You've stopped here, and Dave has stopped over the circle indicating where you should have started, but you started slightly further down the corridor.
I'll wait to see what Ben and Ish are doing with this information.
Right, I'll point to myself and then do that sort of wiggly thing with 2 fingers as though I'm walking. Like, do you want me to go and have a look down there?
God.
We'll pass that up to Aisha and Ben. What do they want to? Which way do you think we should go now? Should we go towards the noise or keep going to the right?
I point down the left.
Towards the noise.
Aye.
Let's get it. Let's let them pass them.
The big lads get ahead. So I'll step down to one side, let them pass, and then I'll huddle up behind them.
Okay.
Anybody got any caltrops or anything?
No, can't afford them yet.
Corin, what are you doing? Are you going to sneak ahead? Bear in mind your scale mail gives you disadvantage on stealth checks. You need to swap that for some bad boy leather, and you've got candles. So
yeah, no, I'll keep out the road and let the big tough lads pass first.
Okay, so you basically change formation to this, I think, as close as we can.
Yeah, and then me at the back.
Yeah, so there's much shuffling and like edging up against each other's side, and then like trying to push past each other and like it's like as you're squeezing past, catching each other's on your sword hilts and getting your belts tangled up. Beyond, you see ahead with your dark vision that the tunnel is going to open into a cavern.
Go to the corner and have a peek around.
So you're sneaking up the corner, are you? Yeah, this should be good for a laugh.
Right. Hey, sneaking.
Yeah, it's very sneaky as our dwarf. We'll have here sneaking up stealth quest 4. Right, so Dave creeps forward. He catches his shield against the rock, and as he sneaks forward to the edge of the room, everybody in the party hears. Dave is so intent on concentrating that he doesn't seem to notice. A table and chairs are set up in this area, create space for the miners to take break. On top of the table, 2 kobolds are poking a giant rat with their javelins to make sure it's dead. Kobolds screech loudly as they notice you, and believe me, Dave, it wasn't hard for them to notice you. And so,
Run like Donkey Kong.
They screech, and it's on, boys. So let's.
Hey?
Come on. again.
I like the way it automatically rolls for the beasts when I hadn't come back to that, so I just need to press roll. Right. First up is small kobold.
Is that because he's not very big?
He is. He's very small. He rolls his javelin like you do. And it misses. Ooh.
Oh, God for that.
He goes eep and steps forward into range. Next up, we have a Lantesh. Can't actually see anything at the moment, but you can hear Dave scraping his shield along the rock wall.
Move up a little bit so I can see what's going on. Move past.
You have to move past Asia to.
Yeah, I will if I've heard some commotion.
Okay, I'll
You
move.
might
I'll move.
I just opened my legs.
Huh. Yeah, don't bounce.
I'll cast Firebolt at the one that's prodding Bane.
Okay.
Just getting into my actions.
It misses. The snippy little thing dodges the hell out of the way.
Yeah.
Right, you have a torch and a candle. Right, so you miss. I don't think you've got anything to do with your bonus action yet, do you?
No, I'll just. I don't think I've got a bonus action if I've cast.
Okay. Yeah, you do. Your Firebolt's an action. You get a bonus action and a movement, and also a free action and a reaction. It's not complicated at all.
All right. So what could I do with the bonus action?
Probably nothing at low level. You tend to get stuff later on.
All right. Okay.
Bjorn. Is it Ben or Bjorn or what?
Bjorn.
Because that's not normally that's spelled Ben, like a bear. Ben. He was of the band.
I'm Ben. I'll take a swing at the nearest kobold then.
Okay. You attack small. He's small.
Get in.
With a wallop. He howls in pain and wrinkles his little draconic nose. Asia.
I will step over Lantesh carefully and move in range of Bien's target.
Right, so that is 10, 20. So you would have to move into the room, which would take your entire movement. You would have to move to there because the rest are partially blocking the squares.
All right, okay, that's fair enough.
So you step forward into the room. This great Goliath strides forward, smacking his warhammer off his shield.
I smack the shit out of that kobold.
Go ahead. Smack away. It's a big hit on small.
Get in. Go, guys.
All right, with a great crack, he smashes it over the head and it falls down and cries pitifully as it dies. Corin at the back.
Right, I'm going to move up to there.
Yeah, that's as far as you can get as the corridor is currently blocked by bodies.
Yeah. Now, question is, if I was everybody else, I'd duck at this point.
I would say that's got full cover because you're shooting through a lot of people.
Right, hang on.
So hit the superior cover or full cover or whatever it is.
Yeah, superior cover. Right.
Yeah, my cover -2 effect. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so
good shot.
This arrow weaves its way amongst it. It parts Larinesh's hair. It goes through Bien's beard, under Aisha's kilt, and sinks into the kobold.
What a shot.
What a shot indeed. The camera like pans as it goes through Larinesh's hair and then through Bien's beard, and everybody like sort of look. Sandwen at the back there. You can't get to the front. You can't get there because Bjorn's partly blocking he's partly blocking that square.
I will hold a firebolt.
Okay. You fire it. Greg goes, oh no! And turns and hurling a javelin madly at Aisha, he then runs away. He's rattled, so it skitters off the wall, and then he goes, bugger that for a game of soldiers. He's away up the corridor as fast as his little leg will carry him.
Get the little pecker.
A Lantesh.
I'll 2, 3, 4. I can move past them, can't I?
Mm-hmm.
I'll move there to see what I can see. Can I see him up that corridor yet? No.
Hold on. You run ahead. Go ahead. No, you can't see him yet.
To there. I think that's me max movement.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No.
Right. I'll wait for the rest of the gang to catch up.
Yeah. Bjorn.
I shall move to follow.
Okay, so that's 5 feet of movement, yeah.
15.
That's 15. It'll be 10 to move through, Tracy. That'll put you 25, and that'll be your max move. So that'll put you there.
See any fresh tracks?
Do you see any fresh tracks? There's fresh tracks everywhere.
Oh, I can see them. I had to move the map up a bit.
Oh, did I miss someone? Why am I wounded?
I don't think you got... Well, I can't remember getting hit. I know you had blood drops on you, and I was thinking, what were they off?
I don't know why you went. You might have had yourself targeted when you shot the ball. You're unwounded.
Right.
So, Dave, what are you going to do with it?
Can I throw one of my hand axes at him?
Right, whipping it from your belt, you yeet it right at him. He ducks and it skitters off the stone wall. Asia.
Right. I am going to move to there.
Very good. Dodging forward.
Can I see any of the exits out of this cave apart from the one to the north where the kobolds ran?
You should be able to see what you can see.
Possibly one of the east, possibly one of the one of the wests, one of the south.
You've only got a candle and you're blind.
Yeah,
it's great. I love it. Yeah, so you can see what you can see, my friend.
Right. I will hold my position and gesture to the others to go up the tunnel past me, and I'll take up the rear just in case there's any behind us.
Okay. Corin.
Let's have a look. I want to move up to there, and on my way past, I want to scoop up those 2 kobold javelins, if that's all right.
Right, you grab 2 javelins.
Right, 2 seconds. Right.
Okay. Sweet. I'm
Right,
trying to just figure out where the hell everything. So you
and you wanted me to go past them, didn't he? Go there, and that's me.
Yeah, you're small, so you can move through. No problem.
Right.
Yeah. Sandman.
Then see what I can see.
You run into the wall. Dunk. You see a throng of unnamed party members running up the corridor to the north.
I can't get any closer, can I?
No.
I'll hold a firebolt, and if anything comes within, it's getting firebolted.
Okay, it is Greg's turn. Greg legs it and continues round the corner out of sight once more. So, new round, Lantesh.
Which way did he go? Because there's that 2 tunnels off. Yeah.
Which way did he go, Bjorn?
Up for me and to the right.
So to move through Bjorn is 10, so you've moved 5. That takes you 15 to there. That is 10 feet.
I want to move to a point so that the rest of the party can actually... I don't want to be like blocking the rest of the party coming up, you know?
Yes.
Does that, when I get to the top part, does that, like that T-junction, does that open out a little so it's a little bit wider?
It looks like it, yes. Bjorn has shouted he's gone to the right, to the north and to the right.
If I go there and I'll just hold a firebolt in lieu and...
Right. As you run down the corridor, you can see that as the passage turns round towards the east, it slopes down and the kobold is no longer in sight because it slopes quite steeply the last 10 feet of that path.
Right, okay. I'll let the rest know as they catch up, you know, how that it's steep and the gradient, and he's obviously rolled down, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Bjorn.
I'll head up to where I last saw the kobold disappear from.
Yeah, Kutesh is standing at the side allowing people to pass without. Yeah, this is like a Keystone Cops chase as you're just squeezing past each other and tripping over each other. So you move 10 feet to there and 10 feet. You see the tunnel to the right sloping down. Kobold is out of sight. Yeah, yes, yeah.
I am going to hold position till everybody gets past me, and then I'm going to move back.
Right. Well, to be honest, you should move 5 feet to the side because to get past you, it's costing them double move if you're trying to let them past. Okay. So, Corin.
Right. Let's have a look. Say, 15.
Lantesh is pointing up and to the right. This is wonderful. Sort of. We're all stuck in tunnels.
I'm like a traffic police.
Yeah.
Slap me down.
Finally, Salmon. Did you grab the 2 javelins or they're on your character sheet, Andy?
Yeah.
Spot on. Salmon runs forward. Very good. Wreck continues to run.
We should be dashing if we want to catch him.
Good point.
I don't mind going ahead. Just need to check.
Just going to stay where I am. Let you run that just in case anything comes from that other tunnel. I'll keep an eye out that side.
Okay, so disappears. Lantesh.
Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm holding my position here. I'll let the others take their turn, and can I hold my movement and my firebolt?
You can hold a movement action or a firebolt.
I'll hold a firebolt.
Okay.
I'll stay put.
Bjorn.
Shall move on following this kobold.
Okay, so that's 5, 10. Right, Bjorn disappears down the quite steep slope. 10, 15. Right, Dave, I'm going to share the new level with you. There you go. So you've moved 15 feet so far. As you come around the corner, The tunnel's downward slope ends where it opens into the centre shaft. Wooden walkway extends from this opening and then runs westward to another tunnel on the rock. In front of you, a large bucket like the one you saw earlier dangles from a taut rope that stretches southward across the shaft and is connected to another wooden platform 15 feet away. Okay.
I'll throw another hand axe at this kobold.
Okay. You throw another hand axe at the kobold.
Shot.
Right. There's a cry, but the beast does not go down. Right. That's your turn, Dave. Aisha, there is no sign of anyone with your little blinking candle, bless you.
Quick question.
Oh,
Even though I can't see him, but I have seen him, could I cast Guiding Bolt on him?
No.
Because it doesn't actually say it's got to be in a visual range.
It has a to hit roll, so you have to actually be able to see it to hit it.
Right, okay. Right, well, in that case, now that everyone's got past, I will now move up the corridor and follow everybody.
Very good. You run around the corridor. It's 15 feet of movement. You see Lanesh doing the old up there, pointing, holding a firebolt in a hand. Burning ball of fire.
Right. If I dash, can I move any further?
Yeah, you can move another 30 feet. It takes an action.
No, okay then. I'll just hold the rear then.
Okay. Corin.
Right, we might have to do this in bits. Which way did Dave go?
Dave, you to the right. Dave, you haven't got a candle lit, have you? You're using dark vision.
I'm using dark vision now.
Yeah, so Andy can't see a flicker of a candle. Right, Andy, you run down there and it's a steep slope heading down. You can't see Dave.
Right, I don't know which direction to move on the map.
Yeah, I need to move you to a different map. So
Right, okay.
I will pop you there. That's another 5 feet of movement you've used. You do catch sight of him now round the corner.
Right, so I presume then I'm still going that way, am I? That puts me there.
Yes.
Right, champion, just so as I know.
Yeah, you.
And I can't say a kobold.
Sandwich.
I will follow.
Everybody's pelting and running round corners like some kind of Keystone Cop movie. I love it. The right tunnel is the one that slopes downwards. Right, so you run down there and I will move you to...
For God's sake, don't trip.
Yeah.
don't trip.
So Salmon runs up behind you, Corin, and then again everybody's crushed up. Are you holding any kind of action or doing anything?
No.
Or dashing through them?
The dash through them.
Okay, so it'll cost you 10, 20 feet of movement, 25 feet to get past a lot of them.
Dash.
So that gets 25 feet, gets you to you're stuck in a wall. Awesome. Love this game. 25 feet of movement gets you there.
There.
Yeah, Greg screams, and does anybody speak Kobold? I don't think you do. Is shouting in Kobold as he runs down the corridor.
I'm wondering which big guy was the one that wrote that thing. I've got yet to meet that yet.
So we have Lan Tech.
I'll follow up the corridor, and you say it's curved. The all curved down right.
The corridor to the right curves down. The other one's a dead end.
Right. Okay. I'll go.
So helter skelter, you run down.
Am I not on the wall there?
No, you just move on to the other map.
Okie doke.
It puts you here, but you've run out of movement unless you wish to dash. You catch sight of the others.
I'll dash another 10 feet.
Okay, that is your action. So you catch up to those two chaps.
It gives a little bit space for Aisha to come up the back there.
I shall follow this kobold as best as I can.
Okay, so you move 5 feet forward, 10 feet to there, and then it's 10 feet to move through Samwin. That'll put you to there.
And do I have 5 feet left, do I?
No, because it was 10 feet to move through Samwin Square, and then so that's 5, 10, that was 10, 20, 25. Yeah, that's as far as you can get this turn, unless you dash.
I shall dash then.
Okay, so you dash 1 square forward. As you do, you see a corridor full of kobolds standing ready with javelins.
Oh my god!
They throw their javelins at you.
It always happens to Dave.
Well, he's
Are you sure you don't know one else called Cheshire?
Right, the one in the middle. Lurking in this dusty tunnel are 3 skittish kobolds. One of them carries a threadbare satchel and wears a fake pair of dragon wings made of thin wood and tattered white cloth. This kobold immediately raises his hand in surrender, saying in common, "We mean you no harm, old chap. Please don't hurt us."
He's turned into an Englishman.
Twink.
The other 3 hold javelins ready.
I'll ask them what they're doing in these mines, why they chase the miners out.
He says, we didn't chase the miners out. We sought refuge in the mine after being chased out of the foothills of Kelvin Cairn by a Yeti. We went in. I tried to explain to them, and he's speaking in extremely precise common, Dave, high class even. I was trying to explain to the chaps that we just wanted some jobs around here, but the fellows ran off before we could do anything.
How many of
missing miner? Dead miner around here, have you?
A missing miner? No, but a couple of my kobolds have gone missing up on the second level. The other kobolds are speaking in very bad common. They're not speaking in kobold. Trex, dwarf, kill. And he's going, it's all right, chaps, I'll sort it out. He says, look, the everlasting winter has made this wilderness unsafe for my kind, and the preternatural cold dulls our wits. Please, we only want a place to stay so we can keep out of this horrible weather. We can work and we won't cause trouble. Termalaine would be much richer for having us.
Well, I can ask them and explain how, that the miners must have panicked. So where's his second level?
You must have come down from there to get to me. Right, as Dave's talking, the rest of yous, what do? As Sam, when you're closest, the rest of yous run up behind Dave. He seems to be engaged in conversation with this well-spoken kobold.
I pick up my hand axe and put it back on my belt.
I'll catch up with him and I'll listen intently with the conversation that's going on.
Aisha, are you coming down the ramp or are you staying up there?
I will come down the ramp up the point where I can see other guys sort of cover there.
Right, so you say this precarious thing. So what does everybody do? Apparently, Baron has is standing ready, but he's lowered his weapons. They're not in immediate fighting stance.
The kobold sounds sincere.
Let me give you an insight check.
I trust her.
My preciouses. So, insight. As far as you can tell, yes. There's definitely something up with about his speech, but as far as you can tell, he's not lying.
Has he got any symbols on him or anything that I can see?
He's got fake wings and robes made out of linen and a small worn backpack. Satchel, sorry.
All right. I'll make a point of saying you speak very good common. It's unusual for your kind to be so well-spoken with my kind.
Yes, I was friends with an adventurer. He took pity on me and taught me to speak common.
I think we need to head back up to the last level we're on and go down the other tunnel.
Right, I'll give the description for those that didn't. The downward slope ends where it opens in the center of the central shaft, which leads down. However, a wooden walkway extends from this opening and then runs westward to another tunnel in the rock. In front of you, a large bucket like the one you saw earlier dangles from a taut rope that stretches southward across the shaft and is connected to another wooden platform 15 feet away. Dave, you're getting your head it's almost as if, when you're standing next to a speaker and it's going wow, wow, wow. That's what's going on in your head right now. You can see Dave squinting his eyes as if to concentrate.
Do you mind if I have a quick chat to this chap, Ben?
I would suggest that those kobolds come with us. We'll give them safe passage, take them back to that half-orc and have a chat about jobs.
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Before we make an arrangement, let us see if I can butter both slices of our bread.
I like that.
Right, you step forward. There's an injured kobold which is whining pitifully and holding its side where Bien hit it with a hand axe. And
I apologise, good man, for our behaviour. We were under the impression that you had invaded this place and caused harm to the miners.
No. I mean, we've seen some dead bodies, but they weren't caused by us. And like I said, when we came, the miners all ran away and didn't give us a chance to explain.
And how many in your tribe are there that are here so we can talk to the guild?
There's just the four of us left.
Now, how about when we finish exploring, we return to the guild and I will plead your case to them and try to allow them for you to live in town and to work in the mine.
That sounds absolutely spiffing. Zerk says, Trex, food town, you say good. And he says, yes, Ulbane. We need to work on your common, what?
Would there be chance that you could reward us for this service?
He says, I'm afraid we haven't got anything. We have little food and
Well, what about information? What have you seen in these mines while you've been here?
nothing much. We've done our best to survive. We've ransacked the place, obviously, and took whatever food we could find. And
Very well. We will explore a little. Then, when we return to town, I will try to persuade the headman to allow you to join the mining effort here. There will probably be some bona fides needed, a promise of goodwill and safety, etc.
absolutely. I mean, Icewind Dale is the 10 Towns are well known for being a bastion of the downtrodden, and we happily work for a living if we can get some food and warmth.
May I just ask? You said there was some dead miners. Whereabouts were these dead miners? And might be
Up on
worth
level
seeing.
2, past the circle on the floor.
Right. Okay. We'll have a look on our way back.
Okay, if you excuse us a moment, if you wait here, or if you want to wait here until we leave and then move up towards the entrance with us, we'll go and talk to the headman. After your ambassadors.
Very good. Pack up, lads. Looks like we're going to actually get somewhere safe to stay. What?
Right. Ben, where do we need to go?
To where they found these dead miners. Second level, I said. Up.
Across here.
I'm thinking because there might be something else in the mines that's been killing these miners, not the kobolds.
Could be. I'll turn around the kobolds and see what's across there. I'll point across the rope thing.
There's 2 small mining nodes across there. There seems to be some sort of geodes or unusual crystals across there.
We should look at that before we press on. What do you think? Since me not coming back down here, how do we get across this?
There's a bucket and a winch.
I'll go
across a seemingly bottomless pit.
Oh,
me too.
I think I'll stay on this side.
If I tie a safety rope to the first person, can Aisha hold it? Since if something happens, Aisha's the least likely to be pulled in after them.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Would you like me to roll anything?
No, you climb in and you are shuffled across the other side. You appear to be light enough that it's not a problem. Once more, I am defeated by the ground. Right, you see 2 chambers, one to the south, a smaller one, and one to the east, which is a larger one.
All people first. Lantesh, you're next.
Right, well, to make a bit of space,
I think I'll go last.
I'll just trundle over there a bit towards the bigger one.
Right, you head over towards the bigger one, and Matt was freaked out, so you're not in the corridor, you're in a wall. There you go. Right, as you peek into this, sparkling geodes greet you as you enter this cavern. The gems are partially exposed in places, sticking out from the walls like glassy shards. The floor near the eastern wall rises, leaving a natural ridge with some stone ramps leading upward at either end.
Dan, do you want to go next, Bert?
Right.
Yeah.
Do I have any idea at all what sort of crystals, geodes, whatever these are?
They don't look like gemstones, but they look like some kind of crystals. It's Bjorn getting shunted across the well.
Yeah.
Do they look like something we can sell?
Yes.
Look.
You would need a minus pick to chip them out.
We've got, haven't we? The minus picks, we brought them.
Get them.
I've got a warhammer.
There's plenty lying about. Aisha,
Right.
do you want to risk this?
Yeah, and you see the small cave to the bottom.
I'll have a look in this cave.
Right, you walk into the cave. A hole in the west side of this chamber opens into the central shaft. Sorry, that's the wrong thing. A fossilized skull partially juts out of the east wall of the small cave, 5 feet off the ground. The skull has larger than normal eye sockets, a curious ridge between the eyes, nothing that would pass for a nose, and 4 small holes where one would expect to see teeth. You stagger, Dave, as you enter this room, and breathe heavily as you have to lean against the wall to keep from falling.
All right. I'll check this skull or whatever it is.
Right, okay.
I'm picking anything else up after that curse.
Oh, for the rest of this campaign, it's going to be I poke it with me boot.
Right, Dave, it doesn't seem... It streams oddly familiar, but you can't place your finger upon it. The sad thing is, in the actual book, a picture of it, trying to find it, the images, See if we can find it. Right. So while I look for that, what do you do, Dave?
I'll check around this room. Well, I'll wait for somebody else to ask Cobblestone, whatever he's called, Copperpot, come and help us investigate this room.
Right, I'm coming.
Right, you come in. You see this strange skull embedded in the wall, but you don't have anything. You notice that Baron's pale and he keeps breathing heavily and having to lean against the wall in this chamber.
You all right, mate?
Its head seems to be worse in here, so I'm just wondering if there's something else in here.
Could I have a bit of an investigate about the place?
You certainly
I'll
could
help.
have a bit of an investigate about the place. That seems like a fantastic idea. So, so, searching the room, you notice that there's no gems or crystals in this room. It's actually embedded skull.
Right.
We unembed this skull.
But how do you want to do that?
Crowbar, javelin.
Crowbar? Yeah, so you dig the crowbar in and you heave. As you do, the skull appears ancient, for it shatters into a million pieces. However, falling out of the skull is some kind of strange crystal. Dave, at this point, you go weak at the knees and you fall to your knees, breathing heavily.
In keeping with what I just said a couple of minutes ago, I poke the crystal with the toe of me boot.
It doesn't appear to do anything. Dave, slowly, it seems as if you are becoming either used to it or the effect is lessening as the ache and the headaches slowly fade.
I shall pick it up and examine it.
Good man, because I was just about to pick it up and give you it.
It is a small, regular shaped crystal. There's an image there, Dave. You can click on it.
Say,
ooh, that's pretty. Looks mesmerising, actually, doesn't it?
Now, if I'd realised it was that pretty, no, I would still have given it. Sorry.
I'll shout over. He's all right, guys.
Aye, we're fine.
So, are you taking that crystal, Dave? Because it's in the party shade at the moment. Well, there's your current. Right, stick it in your inventory. I love the way Dave's character actually looks like Dave.
Yeah, that is very true. I hadn't thought of that, but yeah.
Right, so you've got a whole bunch of crystals in the other room.
Yep.
And Dave's retrieved this pretty crystal.
Check the other room.
Okay.
I'm staying on this other side because that doesn't sound too safe, that rope. And I think the more of where that go over and the more of where that have to come back over, it's wear and tear on that rope, and I don't like it.
Right, Sparkle and Geodes greet you as you enter this cavern. The gems are partially exposed in places, sticking out from the walls like glassy shards. The floor rises near the eastern wall, leaving a natural ridge with stone ramps leading the other end. Actually, I can just drop these because these are chat buttons. Look, there you go. I can drag these so you can read. So,
I look at Björn. You're the dwarf. What do you reckon to them?
Do they look valuable, these crystals?
They'll look semi-valuable, Dave, but you would have to chip them out with a mining pick. If you try to use crowbars or hammers or whatever, it would just smash them because they don't look like gems, they look like crystal, and it would probably take hours, possibly days, to empty the.
But we should go and check where they found these dead miners.
Yeah, before we leave, we can always send a couple of people across with picks to grab like a handful, just in case there's some value to them we don't know.
If we're going back up onto... Oh, no, it's all right. It doesn't matter. Oh, it's all right. Get us spoke.
Rich, can we all just head back up to that circle then, rather than move physically?
I will move you all physically. You head up to the circle.
Get Ben and Aisha to go like first.
Yeah, that is fine. Obviously, it's getting a bit late. Do you want to try and finish this last little bit?
For it.
I can do. Can you share us the other map? Rich plays again.
I'll shut mine.
Right, there you go. So, and you head up to this room. Right, a hole in the west side of the chamber opens into a central shaft, letting in the sound of the waterfall. The floor in the north end of the cave is 5 feet higher than the south end, with a rocky ridge separating them. A slope either side leading to the top of the ridge. The walls above the ridge gleam with gem deposits. I've dropped it in chat so you may read it.
Presumably, while we're doing this, the kobolds are packing their suitcases.
Oh yeah, they don't have a lot to pack, but what little they have, they are packing.
Jolly good.
Well, Dave, it's up to you. It is down to me, and it is down to you.
Move into this room.
Okay, so you cautiously creep forward into the room.
See any dead miners yet?
No. The room seems relatively clear. Let's have.
What he done?
Right.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course, candle. Sorry.
Yes, you have no candle, Andy. Ican has candle.
Oh, he does have a candle.
I love that. I can't see anything. Oh shit, I haven't got my candle lit.
I should have.
Right, you look out over the pit, Dave.
Yep, the candle is on.
Right, so I'm going to strangle that cat. Right, God. She's just meowing and meowing. Right, Dave, you look around the room and you see apparent what looks like drag marks leading from the center of the room towards the pit. They're not fresh, but there is definitely drag marks.
The pit, like on my left.
Yes, that giant pit-looking object.
I'll wait until the others get into the room before checking this out.
I'll wait till Aisha moves up and then I'll move up.
Do you all step into the room?
Yeah.
As
Right.
well as the drag marks, are there any sort of footprints associated with the drag marks?
No. The footprints, the only footprints you find stop near the entrance to the cave, and then there's drag marks in the cave.
Right.
It's a big pit. And there's no other exits from this room, is there?
There is not.
Where's Björn?
He's under you because you moved on top of him.
Oh, sorry. Well, hang on. I'll. There you are. Right. Goodness, I'll move one back.
So he's giving you a piggyback, or you were hiding in his beard or something.
I'll tie a rope round my waist and hand it to Aisha.
Okay.
And I'll look up before I look down.
You look up. Oh, that's interesting. You look up and you see two kobolds on the underside of the platform from level 1. And what they're doing is hanging by ropes and apparently sawing through the wooden struts, keeping it upright.
Treacherous little bastards.
How far away are they?
It's not two kobolds that you recognise. They are about 40 feet up.
Getting bored.
Hang on.
Do you want the bloke with a bow?
I will cast.
Sadly,
Flint.
Andy, you won't be able to see them because they're too far away and you've only got a candle.
I see them.
You can fire with disadvantage as you fire wildly into the dark. If you move right to the edge of the pit, you look down and the pit looks like it leads down to the Underdark. So it's deep. You can throw something off there and count, and like you give up count when it counts to 100.
Right. Probably damned, not the right way. I'll firebolt one of them.
Oh, you dog. Right, hold on. I need to find the map, firstly.
I'm tied to rope, so we're getting put to sleep. Because I thought that would have been dead funny if they both just pitched down the hole.
I need to find the correct amount of cobalt.
I suspect when we've dealt with these ones, we should maybe go and deal with the other ones.
Well, these
Lying
now-
little bastards.
These mightn't be the same guys.
Of course, the others will plead innocence.
Right, so
One-
you just have to give me a second to...
Oh, that's fine. One kobold is very much like another when you poke a sword in it.
So they are over here. Scorp and Twip both. They are on the other side here.
Hello, cat.
And they are 40 feet in the air, which is that one and that one. Right, Earl, can you see those now?
And I don't recognise them, do I?
No.
Kill him.
You can
Fireball
see
and
them
fall.
40 feet in the air.
Firebolting the one at the back.
Okay.
Right.
Zap, there's a yelp, and they stop sawing and drop their swords.
I will move back in with my movement.
Okay. The others haven't seen this, so what do you tell them?
There's two kobolds up there, and they're cutting the ramp to get out. So we should probably kill them. It's not the kobolds we've met before.
I'll move forward to magic missile.
Okay. Well, what I will do is I'll ask for initiatives,
Okay.
and then so that basically you chaps can work out what order people do things in.
Well, personally, if it was up to me...
Nice one there, Bracy. So Sandman's gone. Next is Lantesh. So yeah, it was your turn, Bracy.
Right, I'll move forward so I can see them. So if I move through Sanwan,
That's 10, 15,
can I
20.
see them here?
You have to move to there.
Right, okay. And magic missile, the farthest one, because it's 120 feet for magic missile, so I might make it easier for one of the other guys to get
Yep.
the one closest.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Are you using all 3 darts on him, or 1 on or 2?
I'll use 2 on the farthest one and 1 on the nearest because it might stop them from what they're doing.
Okay.
So I don't like the idea of them trying to get out.
Well, drag the effect for magic missile and right click once, and that'll give you 2 dice to drop on top of the token.
Sorry, I didn't have the map right. So I'll do another one on him. Yeah.
Yeah. So you drag another dart on him. Yeah. Right. He's heavily injured. No. Are you doing the 3rd dart?
Yeah.
Or
I'll keep it.
are you going to
same
try and
one.
finish him off?
Yeah, finish him off.
Right, with a scream, Thwip falls dead and swings gently on the end of the safety rope it's tied.
I didn't use all my movement. Can I step back?
You can step back
If
one square. Yeah.
Yeah, just to let whoever get sight of them.
And make sure you check your spell off. Björn, you're next.
Yeah.
Björn.
I move up to where she was and look up.
Yeah, go for it.
And I shout at them, "Oi, we've just made friends with your leader, Targ. You stop doing bad things."
He's dropped his sword and he's hanging from the wood with the safety rope tied around him. He goes, "We surrender, don't kill, don't kill."
Either go back to see Targ.
He clambers back up onto the top of the wooden thing and then disappears around the corner.
What the hell is going on here?
Yes, Migo.
Oh, it's crazy.
I know. Confusing much, huh? What is actually going on? So,
Well,
having defeated these kobolds, remove dead creature.
Personally, I'm all for shanking the prisoners, but there you go.
So what do you do now then?
have we checked that southern corridor?
That's the one you came in.
No, what I mean is, past the circle, there's a corridor running down to the south. I'll just move.
That's where you came in.
There.
Yes, that's where you came in.
All right, I thought we came at the circle.
No, that goes up to level 1. No, the circle's where you're supposed to come in, but I messed the room numbers up.
All right, so have we checked down this other corridor to the west?
I don't know.
We should go.
So you go in the standard order of Aisha. Sorry, Ben, Aisha, yeah, and then who? San
and Lantesh, and then
Santa,
Corin at the back.
Corin at the back. Yeah. Right. So you're off to heading down the corridor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Personally, I suggest we round those kobolds up and drive them out the mine at Sword Point.
Well, they might not be. He said that there was only those ones there. So if we keep getting attacked by other ones, there's either 2 tribes in here or he's lying to us. Either way, we'll end badly.
Right. Okay. So you head out, and where are you heading, El? Can you indicate on the map where you're heading?
Because didn't he say there was only 4 of them?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I don't think we've been along that corridor to the west.
Right. Okay. So you tramp out of the room. Corin goes last.
No, don't kill Corin.
Right. God damn it. Okay. So you all go down. Corin, as you're about to leave the room, tentacles whip down from what looks like a normal patch of ceiling, but it bounces off your armor. Where the tentacles touch, there's like little sucker marks, and they're like oozing an awful sticky white liquid.
And where was that? Back in the main room?
You don't know what's happening. You've walked off. As Corin was about to leave, you're all walking down the corridor chatting away, and these tentacles whip out and go and stick octopus-like to you, but they don't actually do anything to you.
Right, are they still stuck to me, or have they let go?
No, they'll let go. They're sort of like flickering over your armor, trying to find a way through, leaving this sticky white liquid all over your armor.
Right, I sprint out the room.
Okay.
Aiming to catch up with the rest of the party.
Right, Corin comes barreling down the corridor behind you, Latesh.
Are you all right? What's wrong?
Look at this! Look at all this white shit all over my armor. There's tentacles. There's somebody in there hiding in the roof of that cave.
Guys, I'll shout up ahead. Guys, hold up. Something's just attacked Corin.
Right, so you all stop again and then try to do a huddle.
Yeah.
Oh, this is crazy. His armor doesn't look like it's melting or anything, does it? It doesn't look as though it's damaged.
It doesn't, no, but there's definitely some kind of white goo.
Ugh.
You could all lick a bit, Earl.
Oh, no.
Just because it's the sort of thing I would do in real life doesn't mean my character would.
I'm going to pull out a bit of scrap cloth and try and wipe this white, sticky, snotty stuff off.
Prestidigitation and clean him up.
Right, yeah, so you press the digitation and it flies off like oil on water and splatters up the side of the wall. You're perfectly clean, so who does what?
Not very much.
Let's go to move to one
I
side.
couldn't say it, so I'm not going back in there first. But basically, go in, look up.
We'll go to our usual marching order, get Aisha and Bjorn to go in first, then we'll follow them in. And as soon as we see it, we'll blow the crap out of it. Because if this is what's been killing the miners, maybe we might be able to take proof back with us.
Point.
Right, so are you rushing in, Dave?
Looking carefully, looking at...
Everybody's just pausing, not running in that room.
So you creep forward, looking ahead.
up at the ceiling.
Looking up at the ceiling. Yeah, let's have a perception check as you scan the room desperately. Right, you look upwards and scan the room, but you don't see anything that looks out of place. It's a rocky roof, about 4 feet high.
I'll dash into the room, about 3 squares.
Okay, you run into the room.
How long's a javelin?
About 35 minutes.
Because I'm thinking, can I lash a torch to the end of one of those javelins, light the torch, and then stand on Aisha's shoulders and poke the torch up towards the roof of the cave?
James says, yeah, hell yes.
In the hope that I can set fire to this bloody thing.
So Dave runs in and goes, ha! Like that, as if he was expecting something to happen, but nothing happened.
Move in to let you do your human pyramid.
Right, so Aisha moves into the room. And Corin, you start talking about the room.
Yeah, because I want to take one of me torches and lash it to the end of a javelin, so I've got like a bit more reach.
I am going to give you an advantage on your investigation. Right, so you poke around with this lit torch. At first, nothing happens. You just poke and you hit rock, and then you hit looks like a piece of rock, which then suddenly the tentacles start to whip, and it lets out a loud squeak.
There's the fucking thing.
As it recoils from the fire, like any sensible creature would do.
That's what I was hoping.
Quest roll. Give me some initiatives. Corin, you offer. You see this thing, but you don't have any weapons. You've just got a torch. You can do damage with a torch. It's on your character sheet, but I think it's only 1 point. You can drag it and drop it on the creature. If you want to just poke it and burn it.
Yeah, that'll do. Right. Now, this might sound a bit like of a thick sort of thing to say, but where do I find that our torch?
Yes, there should be a mouse over the effect. One of them should be a damage effect.
Wait a minute. Nope, that's a consumed torch. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, right, yes. Yes, I found it. Where's the creature?
You're there because you're on Aisha's shoulders.
Yep. Hold on a minute. I just need to shift the character sheet. Is that it? There, that's it. Right, so if I take that...
Good looking thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you poke it and it goes like that as you burn up the top. Next up we have Sanman.
Kill it.
Burning hands.
Okay. It's up on the ceiling, so you can burn the hands it, yes.
I'm not sure if I have to roll it.
It fails. You roll the save. It fails its save, so then you roll the damage. Because it rolls 5 damage. 10 points of damage. It burns the creature and it screams. It is crispy on one side and raw on the other.
Step back.
Okay. Actually, what she was doing is 8, 4, 15 feet in the air. Next up, we have an identified creature. Screaming and burning. It lets go of the ceiling and it's kind of floating in place, and it uses the sticky tentacles to pull itself across the ceiling, and it pulls itself towards the hole. But it can only get that far as it pulls itself across the ceiling towards Bairn.
I hit it with my warhammer.
It's 15 feet in the air, Dave.
I'll throw a hand axe at it then.
Okay. If you see the target range, it's 15 feet away from you. So pulling out another one of your war axes, you throw it. The thing seems quite slow. You're guessing it's some kind of ambush predator. Certainly doesn't look from being around. You miss. Bounces off its rubbery skin. That's your turn. Lantesh.
Can I see it from here, yes?
If you can see it, yes.
Yes. I'll not move past these because let them get into combat with it in case I miss. I'll cast a firebolt at it.
Okay. It hits. Right. Burning it. It looks wounded, but still going. Right. So, Aisha, you are up next.
I cast Guiding Ball at it.
Nice. Boom. It's a big hit. Wham.
Yay, gods.
Yeah, the creature is looked badly hurt now. It's burning in several parts, and it's squealing apparent agony. Mr. Oscobble, you're still on Aisha's shoulder.
I am, and he's going to have to hold still.
Yeah, it is currently out of range to poke with the javelin, because he didn't move forward, he just cast.
It's not out of range for the bow and arrows, though.
No, that's true if you throw the torch on the ground.
Yep, right, and about. Oops.
Hits. Shoot it with lots of arrows. Doing 10 damage, which is a lot. The creature is still going. Oh, Sandman, it's just above you now. Those tentacles seem to reach down as it thrashes in either berserker fury or fear for its life.
Firebolt.
Kill it.
Right, it thrashes out in agony.
I was going to try to move out of the way as well, Rich.
Okay, go on then. It'll get
Provoke an attack.
yeah,
opportunity.
it'll provoke an attack of opportunity.
In that case, I'm not going to.
Okay, hits with one tentacle. It misses another tentacle. It's multi-attack, 2 attacks. So try it again. Finally hits. Right, you feel the suckers burn onto your flesh.
Ow.
You take 7 damage. You need a save, which you successfully do. But you are not bloody paralyzed, grappled, or restrained. So yeah, you resist it. You feel the thing, the white liquid get into your skin, and it seems to be slowing you down, but you throw the effect off. It then tries to get further away, its movement, and it gets to the edge of the pit. Burn. It doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity because it's out of melee range.
I pick up a hand axe and throw it at it.
It's dropped to 10 feet as it's come down lower to get through the tunnel, as it seems to be heading to the big pit. Snapping a quick hand axe throw. Go on. It's a hit. 9 damage. The axe has fallen and disappeared down the bottomless pit, though, Dave. Right. Lantesh.
Move forward. Can I see it from there?
10 feet of movement. You can. It appears to be attempting to escape down the bottomless pit.
Another firebolt on it.
It's a hit. Oh, bam. Yeah, this thing is incredibly badly hurt now. You've punctured the ridges that's on the top of it there. That looks like it's brain, but it's not. There's a hiss of escaping gas, and it seems to be deflating as it's heading down the pit, squealing and thrashing.
Now move back.
You can, yes.
With the rest of the movement. Yep. So I can let these in.
There you go. Aisha?
I will move up.
Okay. You need to apply the guiding bolt effect as well. When you cast guiding bolt, you didn't apply the effect. People get an advantage, remember.
Right, I can't see it, so I think I've got 5 more movement. Never see the bastard.
Yeah, you couldn't say it because it was outside of your candlelight.
Right, is that within melee range now?
No, it's 10 feet up.
Guiding bolt again then.
Okay, zap, roll to hit.
Should I put on the guiding bolt effect?
No, you have to hit with the guiding bolt first.
All right.
If you hit, then you put the effect on and do your damage. Right, that is classed as in melee range, which is not so. But it's dropped to 13. Let's see what's now that actually hits.
Ooh.
Your guiding bolt hits, so apply the effect and do the damage. There you go. Bam! So as the bolt hits, it tears through the gas sacks. Apparently it's using the gas to levitate and the tentacles pull it along. The gas sacks just explode and it screams a death scream as it plummets down the endless pit. Tentacles thrash pitifully. The creature dies.
I think we better check this place out just in case there's any more of them creatures lurking.
The only person who lives underground is pretty much Dave, because you're a forest gnome. Dave, you guess that may actually leads to the Underdark, because that looks like that's some kind of Underdark horror that's come up.
It was like a ceiling jellyfish.
Yes.
Like a
sailing jellyfish.
A giant tentacle horror of doom and destruction.
Right, the creature lies dead, and you have explored all of the room.
Dwarfs delve too deeply, too greedily. You know they're walking in the dark.
We need to find out why they're trying to cut the fucking way out.
So now we don't need to do the movement bit. We'll just do theory of the mind. Or you don't need to individually move. You've been in all of the rooms except a couple of dead-end side tunnels. So where do you head from here?
Well, I suspect the best thing for us to do is go back to the kobold carefully and ask them why some kobolds are trying to cut the ramps to the surface.
He says, "Oh boy, he wasn't cut through. He was trying to weaken it so that if any large creatures came down to attack us, it would work as a trap somewhat."
Yes, we have to leave that way.
Yes, that was not going to lie, a little oversight on my part, and I do apologise.
Well, that's all right, because on the way out, you're going first. So
gladly.
if he's cut through a bit too much.
Can I insight him?
You can.
Did he honestly have an oversight, or did he do it on purpose?
As far as you can tell, he is telling you the truth.
Well, would mend fix it?
Yeah.
I can mend stuff. So let's head up there. We're going to go out. You come with us. You stand at the entrance. We're going to go and talk to the people in town. And then, because it might be a bad idea for us to take you into town in case they, kill you.
Yeah, well, we already tried talking and they weren't having any of it. So, heading back.
I talked on your behalf.
heading back up. You walk.
Get my other
Remember, it's a 30-minute walk or so to the town. So do you want them to wait at the mine?
We'll take them with us.
Yeah, they
Because
need to come with us,
cleared the mine.
so we can keep an eye on them if no else.
I agree.
Indeed. So.
And then at least a couple of us will should stay and guard them while Sandman goes off and has a chat with the half orc.
Right, so you head back. The 30 minutes passes quickly and without incident, and you head back to meet the gentleman that you'd arranged to meet, which was
half orc headman chap.
It is. I have him written down here. Horus Mastew. Horus. It was sequestered at the Blue Clam. And do you leave them at town or do you bring them in?
We'll leave them outside of town with like everyone but me.
Okay, so you head back in and he says, it's nice to see you. I hope not everybody's been killed by the terrible monsters that inhabited the...
Well, first of all, we know what the problem was, but we have a bit of a wrinkle, but I think I've worked a way to get this to work out. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
There was some sort of tentacled horror from the Underdark has crept up the main central shaft, and it was the one that killed the missing miners.
That sounds horrifying.
Oh, it was quite horrifying. I'll show them because I got hit, so I'll still have burn marks.
Sucker marks all up your arm. Yeah.
I went, it did this. It wasn't fun.
Oh yeah, because you're still injured, aren't you? It's like, good God. Are you all right?
Well, I'll be fine after I put my feet up for a bit. But we also encountered the kobolds. We might have killed a couple of them, but we've come to arrangement with the other ones. Now, let me run this past you first. The kobolds just want somewhere to live, a mine to work. They're quite happy to work the mine as miners alongside your miners.
Mm-hmm.
And if they'd be allowed to live in town, I said I would argue their case with you, but to be honest, it's a really good solution. Their kobolds are pretty good miners. They can get into small places, which means not having to open seams up so big.
That does sound good. I mean, we've had stranger things than kobolds working in 10 towns. I mean, we even had a drow elf ranger for once, Good God.
Really? Wow. And I figured that was a good solution. Because it means that the mine is now ready for your men to go back straight away.
That would be fantastic. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Can we guarantee that they're not going to turn out to be vicious, cannibalistic animals that are going to just immediately...
Well, in all honesty, I think even an average miner with a pickaxe handle could probably deal with one of them. So... I've got a feeling the militia that went down there ran into the Underdark creature as opposed to the kobolds. They're a bit weak, in all honesty, and they're definitely much of a threat. The one in charge is quite clever, so you might want to keep your head on a swivel around him. But he's very well spoken.
Well, thank you for sorting this out. It's we'll have to employ some extra guards or something. I don't know what. If we're going to have beasts coming up the shaft.
Well, if you block the entrances to that shaft up, the ones that it used, that might work, or maybe boarded across.
Yeah.
But we dropped something down there and we stopped counting after 100, so filling it in with rubble might take a while.
Yeah, I would certainly imagine so.
I'll go and get everyone else and introduce you to them, and then we'll take our rewards and get some sleep because we have to leave in the morning.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much. You've done us a great service.
Right, I'll go and get the kobolds.
Very well.
Turn around the kobolds. It's all good. You need to talk to the head man. Be careful because you really do not want to make him think in any way that you could, hurt him or his people in any way.
Right, he pulls out a large pouch and says, yes, thank you. The payment is agreed. A tourmaline and a pouch of gold.
Thank you ever so much. And I do believe it's another night in the inn with free food and drink. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So we can have a nice long rest.
So you're going to have a long rest in Termalaine, yes? Yeah,
we'll have a long rest in Termalaine, and then we'll start heading north for the rest of our mission.
Okay, I'm just going to give you a long rest. I'm going to complete all of the creatures. Because they are now initially skeptical. The miners' case now are turn out to be quite mine. Earn an honest living. So well done. You've not only saved the mine, but you've also saved the lives of some kobolds. Even the really strange kobolds. Right, so do you want me to share the gold pieces out now?
Yes, please.
And are you hanging on to the tourmaline until you sell it for more money, or are you selling it for half now?
hang on to it and
Well,
sell
I
it.
think we should hang on to it. We'll get a better price.
Yep. So the money split. You fill your bellies with free food and you sleep the sleep of those that have done a good job. Dave, the crystal seems to call to you. Do you wish to attune to it or not? Because some magic items require attunement. It is up to you if you allow it to attune.
I'll attune to it then, see what happens.
Excellent.
I've got loads of spare characters.
Fabulous. So, yeah.
Would you like to identify it for you?
On the label or the picture, psycho. Maybe it'll give us psychic powers.
It does. What's your intelligence, Dave?
12.
12 intelligence, right. You discover you have telepathy with a 60-foot range. And when you are holding the crystal out, it glows with a bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet in an eerie purple light.
Ooh, creepy.
Right, so I'm going to identify this for you, and it's now attuned. You can attune 3 items, Dave. You've now got telepathy, a 60-foot telepathy, and if you want, you can hold the crystal up with a light source.
Cool.
That sounds completely cool. You can also hear it sort of purring, but it's in your head, as if you had like a cat that was telepathically purring in your head. That's not creepy at all, is it? Are you telling the others this, or are you just going to pet it?
Hey, I can hear it purr in my head, lads.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So as we draw this chapter to a close, where are you heading next? To the Black Cabin or to Lonely Wood?
The Black Cabin, I think. But our guide will. Also, can I, because I'm doing a long rest, can I use my hit dice to heal?
Yeah, a long rest will automatically do it. I'm about to rest everybody. So,
My apologies.
Rest. Hurrah! You win once more. The party with no name is victorious. So that is 2 things you've dealt with. Huzzah!
Awesome.
Well done. More weirdness abounds, and we draw a close to tonight.